Oh, do you have it set up so you have it on your phone?
No,
The cameras?
no, it's a very old system. Like I was saying, it'd probably
Yeah.
be a good idea to upgrade. Same as when you take over, I'd probably upgrade the alarm pad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's functional, it's just,
Sure.
it's very dated, so I mean, you punch your code in, nope, it doesn't store who's in, so like, as you know, probably Sam, you can tell who's coming in, James knows I'm in early, but like, you'll know I'm in at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, or if a driver's coming in at, 6 o'clock and booking off at 7. I mean, besides GPS,
Yeah, we have codes for one code for owner operators
right?
because it's just their owner operators. So it's like,
Yeah.
that someone's coming in and then it's like office, myself, management. So we have kind of different code.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, if you have it, so it has a call, log or a video, like you guys said. So it's something that, probably you have to do it tomorrow, but something you might want to look at doing.
Sure.
Would be a suggestion.
We have it on the scale because we get third-party drivers coming in, and sometimes they don't they never scaled before, and so they'll be standing on the scale in the truck, you have to get out. So
Oh yeah. So just so you know, Carla, so
Yeah.
right here.
In the opposite side. Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. So you kind of like that national store.
on the other side. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll look at it. I think I can from
Yeah.
the.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
just make sure they're compliant.
you can handle, what's the biggest size you can handle on it?
The 10-ton.
I'd say 40 feet, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you still do like a trailer with like a pipe? A tractor with a pop trailer?
We've never done it, and I don't know because we angled that would work.
Yeah, it won't fit on properly.
No? Okay.
Yeah, well, you can get tractor with, he just has like, so I think, Carl had some pump tractor trailer.
Yeah.
It was small. I think it would just fit on there, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did like the travel
Yeah, we should look this-
trailers, but as long as I've been here, we haven't had like a pop, so that
Yeah.
was before my time.
Yeah.
Cameras use this.
I was gonna say, these are guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, and they get also the district of North Vancouver Fire Department. A lot of times they get customized vehicles made. And so then for ICBC, they have to get a skill ticket for the insurance on it, and then come here. And then third party, and then
So what happens in that situation? Let's say you're out or you're on a phone call or anything. So someone comes in here, I'm seeing on here that looks at the skill ticket.
Yeah.
Right there, the machine. So we'll probably have to get like a training on it.
It's pretty simple, but yeah, it's not like,
Are they able to use if nobody's in the office?
our crew,
Um,
or you're just talking
like civilians. like-
civilians?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, it's gotta be done by an office personnel.
Hours.
Our crew knows how to use it because if they're, coming in off the job after hours
Yeah.
or something
So just
scaly,
used to it.
so they know how to use it, but yeah,
it's a government scale, so it's like certified sort of thing.
Okay, yeah.
And so there's have to be like a scale master on site to make sure that.
Do you have to be, certified for that? No. For the scale?
To be a scale master?
well, he calls it skill master, but
It's
no,
gonna be on site.
I've got no
Yeah,
certification. or
You
anything. It's
just, you just make it, because it's government approved, right? So you gotta make sure that for compliancy with
Government, yeah, just that you're.
government and that there's tanks are full, but which we do very little of. But they're not on the scale.
Gotcha.
You make sure that's,
How often is it yearly that they come and check?
when's it expire? I think it's a few.
Oh, it's kind of punched.
Yeah, so
2018. Time flies.
6 years.
No, that's the last time it was inspected, I think.
Yeah.
2019. So the certifications expire, but no one checks it.
Okay, so it's not like
it shows this expired 2021, but it's been sooner than that. I think.
Yeah.
But because Atlas doesn't care, we don't really do a lot of government here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for like ICBC, for final effect, it's no different than going to like the transfer station, right? So.
Yeah. This is like the non-government type of scales.
Yeah.
Tickets.
Yeah.
Sure.
And why it's, it is a federal Canadian flag on it, but that was to say that it is certified. It can be.
Yeah, we could just recertify it and then now we have a government scale where it's
Yeah.
in that case.
Yeah, but they want it to be this tractor trailer capability.
Yeah.
And that's why they never put it on the Atlas system.
Gotcha.
But all the drivers know, and all the drivers off the island come and get it. And
No, your
course.
show that you got skill here is just what it says, straight truck only.
Yeah.
It's an Atlas
Okay.
system.
All right. Okay.
Good to know. See, this is why Sean knows.
Yeah, Sean's.
I-
After him because it's like,
No, we want you, we want you to stay. We're happy.
Oh, that's great.
We're happy that you're here. We,
Yeah.
we don't, we want somebody that totally.
Yeah.
Knows what's going on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's,
Great.
There's fresh strawberries.
this year, basically it's just our lot of repeats for the warehouse. So we just grab and print it. They get, the guys are just coming in quickly or something. They can tag it. So.
so is it just up like coming in?
This is our regular repeats coming in
Oh,
over and
okay.
over rather than having administration. If Don is busy or something, the guys can
Grab it.
copy it, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
perfect.
the SIPA contract and.
Cool.
Yeah, and then Rika Palmer's just an eccentric millionaire downtown Vancouver. We're always at her place.
Perfect.
Moving,
Perfect.
moving along chairs, whatever.
We like those clients.
I know, we like those lines too. Oh, yeah.
He's totally crazy.
They all are. They
Yeah.
typically all are.
So there's the ladies' restroom in there.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
Ladies and then men's.
Yeah, and then there's just actually, well, anybody can go in there, but it's more men, men.
Okay, more like, yeah.
It's got a urinal, like a net all with urinals in it.
These bathrooms are huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's actually really big.
It's sort of dated.
door closed.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Whoa, that's crazy.
Pardon?
He lives in Chilliwack.
Oh, really? I thought you were like Pitt Meadows or something.
No, I used to be Abbotsford the last time you came in.
Yeah.
But no, I'm out in
You're
Chilliwack.
just gonna try and keep going farther?
Yes.
It's beautiful out there though. My grandparents are in Chilliwack.
No wonder you're here at 5:30 in the morning.
To beat traffic with all that construction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I leave the house usually about 4, quarter after 4
Wow.
to just
Get,
be on it and go. Yeah.
Yes.
He only gets like an hour's sleep.
And then what time do you typically leave?
are you trying to leave before traffic?
Yes.
That makes
Yes.
sense.
So like 3?
2:30.
Her hours are more like because it's just James and I don't leave the time I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
But at 3 o'clock, I like to, because even at 3 o'clock, it takes about
Oh,
2 hours to get
yeah.
out there. So
Yeah.
2 o'clock is kind of at,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
trying to get a
trying to get him out.
couple of times,
Gotcha.
but if he's busy or I'm busy, I'm
Yeah.
not just gonna be like, oh, day's done,
Yeah.
it's not Fred Flintstone as he says, with a
Yeah.
whistle going and like you do.
Yeah,
it till
I tried to take
it's
him out
done.
though earlier and said, I got it. And he's so stubborn, yeah.
But-
But he should be leaving 2-ish.
About 2
Yeah,
o'clock,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Traffic. We know we're suburb people. Like yeah, I grew up in Langley. Mark grew up in Surrey. So
What part of Langley?
like Langley Aldergrove
Okay.
originally. Like I went to North Otter, DW Poppy. So like by the game farm.
248 area. Yeah, okay.
My sister-in-law lives right there.
Okay. Yeah, it hasn't really changed too much.
No, not
Like
too much.
it's not yet.
Is it Fox and Hound Pub or something? Fox and,
Treasure Highway and
Yeah.
264.
Yeah.
I know the pubs.
Yeah.
Aldergrove gone now. Aldergrove Inn's gone now. I don't know if you've been out that area.
I haven't really, but it had that Aldergrove has changed definitely a bit.
Yeah, because there's high rises going in and.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
High rises in Aldergrove?
Yeah, considering.
Ish.
But Fraser Highway 264.
Well, we ended up going.
Yeah.
Was that with you? Oh, yeah. Remember when we went out to your niece's because she lives in Abbotsford. We like took the North. Anyways, we took. Was it 56 or?
Yeah, something like
It
that.
was
yeah.
so like oh, I loved it. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I
Me
never
too.
went to it.
I like Marktown.
Yeah.
I prefer it out here.
And then that's the extra office.
Okay, cool. Great.
So it's, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a bottle of wine for her. She had a bad day, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
that-
no, it's a good little.
Are these just like the spare computers?
Yeah.
The dying out ones?
That I was going to say they're spare, but really they're done.
They're done.
They were done years ago, and it's just
It does
Mark
work.
that
loves
one has
everything tech, and
that
like
has
some
Excel
stuff.
on it.
I'm
Sometimes
sure he'll be updating some
Yeah.
things because
Yeah.
that's his thing.
Okay. And then all the little truck repair stuff and everything else.
Well, just a little bit of odds and sods and, yeah. Yeah, I think that's.
Be organized.
God bless Flex Seal and
Yeah.
tape for those little
Yeah.
corners on the roofs.
Yeah, going this way. So we did get that contract with, or some,
Phil?
with, the film. So they've got, well, we can take you over there and show what they've got. So we gave them the last 2 doors. Work with.
Well,
Okay.
James, just so
Yeah.
this door is kind of a community door. Not that we can really offload too much, but if we need to park a truck or a box drop or something like that, we do have access to it. It's not
What do you mean this is a community door?
this one's here.
Oh,
So we can share it, like if we've got like
Yeah.
a box drop or a box pickup or
Yeah.
just a quick, in and out.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not gonna do a full load here
Yeah.
and they can use it as well. And then this is their dedicated.
This one's,
bay.
okay.
It's more open.
So now you've like dedicated this whole space. That's what you
Yeah.
guys have done now.
That's right. This is dedicated two of them very subleased it.
Okay.
And then end of October, November, then
Is that all theirs?
that's all.
Racking?
Yeah, we had to take all that off.
Whole section.
This is,
That's what you were talking about, James? Holy shit.
so there's a lot of work to move everything around.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of changed our area up a bit, but I mean, nobody wants to lose the money we're losing on storage, so it works, right? So, yeah.
Still got a great deal though at $8,000 a month.
These guys nuts.
It is because it's hard to, like, you're not gonna find something on short term.
That's what I said. I'm like, $8,000 can be a little bit on the low side, but that's
Oh, yeah.
all we
Oh,
could
yeah.
get. And they wanted closer to 5,000 square feet.
And
They're
up
dropped
on
down
top
to
of
just
the-
under 4. It's like 3,900 square feet.
Like on
So, okay.
So I mean,
Plus they get the racking, which is nice.
yeah.
And they're here for rent?
It's a little bit open, but typically I want to say it's about November is when they're wrapping.
November. Okay.
And
So
we're
we're
gonna
gonna have to hunt down, come around there to go, okay. Like,
So with talking to Jeff, there's a good possibility that someone else will come in
an
after.
extension?
Not necessarily them, but like a different production team. Because once it gets word around and because they've got
How it works.
stocks. And if we let them have the racking, which obviously we are, profits in and out,
Yeah.
this could be a prime spot for them. But hopefully the market turns around and then we can start taking it back.
Have you, what's the setup now? Then? Where's all the,
Okay.
where's all the couches and stuff?
They're
like that
back.
Unfortunately, we've just put them on pallets and they're down the,
now? Okay, we'll walk around.
Yeah.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through it. I was gonna get all smart living all set up for you.
Oh, have you guys been here?
You know, be in there and be like,
2,000.
this is the best thing ever.
well, I quickly saw, because when I seen the email come in yesterday, Smart
Yeah.
Moves, I'm like, oh, one of those ads, which, you know,
Yeah,
not really going to get too into.
Sure.
And then I kind of just opened it up this morning when I got it. I'm like, oh, this is from Mark, and Donna was saying that you're asking for my email and
Yeah.
phone. So I'm like, yeah, and I did a quick, just a real quick demo on it. I'm like, yeah, this is what I've been looking for the last,
Yeah.
you know, I want to say 6-7 years, but
like a 10.
really, if it's not worth going
Yeah,
into, because then someone's going to get frustrated and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It only works if the people work with
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, no, it's, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so, cause I've taken all the pricing lists and everything else.
Yeah.
Everything's built up.
Oh, excellent.
New pricing as of August first.
Perfect.
Like $1 increase, $2 increase. What I've tried to do is systemize it a little bit similar to how Samus is doing it.
Yeah.
So we do it per guy per truck. So we just kind of keep it evenly. So we can kind of go, so right now I think I have it at like 56, 56, 56. So we're adding another, like a third guy or fourth guy, it's just
Yeah.
extra $56. And so we
No,
know
they look after
this is like what we're looking at for cost. Cause it actually used to be like, okay, 2 guys in a truck, it's
Yeah.
167, or you know, you're getting
Yeah.
all these weird numbers. Because you think it kind of work, I'd rather
Yeah.
go out it and go, okay, hey, actually, we're gonna give you a $50 discount, or we're gonna do this kind of promo on you.
They got a
But
disclaimer.
this way, like if no one knows how to do the rates, it's like, no, it's
Yeah,
right
we
there.
don't touch them.
That's what I've been trying to get to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
complications, which is good. And I want
So.
to, I don't know how much time you have today, but I do want to get into
I blocked off 2 hours.
2 hours. Talk with James because he does the estimates, because we do have stuff going into August 1st already.
Well, that's why. So I kind of wanna, what I wanna try and do is like,
Well,
if
take turns.
we're setting up estimates for both job, that's why I wanna get smart moving already set for like July, so that, or like now.
We're on the same
So that
page. yeah.
as you're getting August set up, we're already getting those jobs put in there.
But
You can have
it's
your
going to be-
copy, but then let's put the job in there as well too.
Yeah.
Because August first comes around, we're not gonna go to the guys, here's your app and here's this, and guess what? This is what we're doing. It's more like, no, we're just looking at jobs.
Yes.
We can even print out the work orders for the time being.
Yeah.
like, because we're gonna try and do training.
He's in here.
But hopefully the idea is that between the 15th to the 31st, we're getting the guys in on like a random day in July or something and being like, hey, this is what we're implementing, this is what we're gonna do. So like, we're all ready to kind of go.
Okay, that was gonna be one of the questions I had too, like a lot of operational
We
questions.
have,
Okay, when, you know, are we telling them to get, you know, are you coming in? Are we gonna do some pre-training
I
with the
think,
guys?
I think what we should try and do is if James wants to have like a meeting with the guys and say, hey, listen, you know, hiring, keeping
You in
over,
trouble?
you know, we have a new owner in place,
Yeah.
you know,
No idea.
so actually like have a meeting with everybody and, you know, we'll do
Yeah.
like a barbecue or something like that
Yeah.
and pick a day. We're just talking about, go this way?
Carry on.
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
probably chilly with.
Did you hear, so he kind of manages the whole, film.
The movie set area, he's in charge of that.
He
Okay,
just comes 7 to 7 or
Thanks,
whatever.
perfect.
He just,
And then Sean was telling me that their contract's around until November.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's a good
50.
possibility that when that's done, once the film crews all know that the space is available,
That'll be like
that somebody
so-
else just wants to come
Yeah,
back in
and,
again.
and they might even continue it.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a little bit disarray,
Clustered.
because we had to compact everything over here.
Yeah. Or-
So just a bit of moving around if we have to
And I
get
was asking who does like the warehousing stuff and sorry, what was his name?
Everson.
Everson.
Oh, you have Everson doing it?
Yeah. So,
We do need a warehouseman. He just kind of fills in.
yeah.
We have
He's-
we have a
he's-
guy that actually just lives a couple blocks away who works in
Logistics.
logistics and warehousing as well too. And he's like semi-retired basically kind of guy
Mhm.
and could like
he's-
ride his bike here or like
Walk
walk
here.
Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
It kind of
It's my,
stuff.
it's my best friend's husband. Like he's
Yeah.
he's awesome.
And he's
He's
looking for
just
something
super
for like maybe
low-key.
2 days a week or kind of
Well,
come in
that-
here a
that-
couple
that'd be
hours, you know.
excellent.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like forklift certified and he's
Yeah.
yeah, that's exciting. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because if he's on the road, right, he's a good guy. He knows the warehouse.
No, this guy's like, I think
Yeah.
it's actually gonna be perfect. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's so flex and he's kind of like doesn't even like the money. Like he's like he wants a hot like
A hobby.
Yeah.
Something
kind of
keep
perfect.
busy if he's semi
And I
retired.
like to, and I like to digitalize the
Yeah,
work.
I was trying to say.
And Pete's great.
Right?
So I want to, it's what I was trying to implement over at Salmon's and it's just like a shit show. Like if you go to Salmon's, it's crazy. Like I still
Scrambling.
can't even fucking figure it out.
And,
I
Right.
think,
But
yeah,
my warehouse guy, it's like,
Mark
I think he
Salmon.
does this so like
I
keeps his
think
job.
the business development piece.
But you walk in and it's like row east, northeast, 16 to 50. And so like they'll hand me a sheet, like an in sheet or an out sheet and be like, can you pull this for us? And I'm looking around like,
Obvious.
I don't even know where
I
the
just-
fuck I'm going. Like it's so crazy. But in his head, it's like very organized and it's how it was.
And you can't have just one person understanding. You need everybody,
Yeah.
which
Pretty like.
So I want to have like implemented like the warehouse
I know
software so that
companies
you know, hey, let's try and figure out like a number system, right? Like this is like ABCD, like something. We need to like map something out, have it organized. I feel like that mezzanine we're
Really like.
gonna have to utilize or
And then we.
get a racking up against that wall so that we can at least get the couches and stuff like that up here because it's like a shit show in here.
it is. And we had to do
Which
it
I
all
think will be really
quickly.
good.
I know. It doesn't kick in.
Because of,
Yeah,
but
for
yeah,
sure.
upstairs is a lot of Montauk.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, so
Okay.
when they first started doing it, we gave them upstairs, there's some of our stuff up there, but we allocated it for them.
Yep.
They have kind of grown it, which we need to review their charges.
But we
We
really-
need to bring them up, but because it was so.
Like, we're very blessed, right?
they
And
can
we're like,
Bump it up too
We
much.
felt over
Sure.
a lot.
So there's room for improvement,
And a little too union.
but yeah, everything needs to be numbered.
Yeah.
I would do like,
There's a lot of ruffled feathers, so I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. We can make this our own, kind of, you know, like
Sure.
for families. So I think it'll be great.
Yeah, so there's a few empty containers unfortunately, but after the market went sour for the last 4 years, a lot of people said, oh, let's take it to the store, they can't afford it.
Yeah.
She's like, it's machines.
What's this?
Molds, they're molds we implemented, we watched the American Spray Company.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a great space.
It was good to see. Yeah, it's great. It's funny because it's like a weird angle, right? It's
Yeah, sort of like.
It's kind of like a
well,
pie.
Yeah.
Sort of like a triangle or not triangle, but a pie, but it's sort of on one side.
Nice though.
Yeah, it's a square over there, but it comes in on.
the biggest thing is if it had like a, dock level loading as well in the back, like Ferguson's has it, and the one at the end, because we just got dock loading instead of, so that would have been nice.
Yeah, he has a grade level.
Yeah.
Right. He has a grade level. Drive up.
Yeah,
Would have been nice, but I mean, it is
Yeah.
what it is. I mean,
it's grade level back there.
They seem busy
There's no
today.
door.
yes, yeah, they,
I guess you.
They have a huge-
your competition.
I don't know.
I know. Every day.
We work together, right? So, but I'd rather see my competition there than.
Yeah.
someone-
No, what we'll do is the
Yeah.
days that it's really slow, me and Sean will just show up here. We'll drive the trucks and park, walk away, and be like, yeah, we're so busy. And then we'll come back.
he uses his advertisement billboard.
That's right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's a back door over there.
Okay, good.
Fire, right now we're against fire code. I have enough that's just sitting here.
Yeah,
but
everything's
we have a
blocked.
chance to clean it up.
All the supplies here.
Yeah.
You guys get through Advantage as well too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard will be happy to keep me going. I was
Yeah.
telling him the other day that I had about like 3 different people like nonstop poach me. One girl kept coming like almost weekly, and then I tried poaching her. I was like, "How long you worked here?" She's like, "A month," and I'm like, "You need to work for me. Like, this is great." Like, she was just like always like at my office. And I told Richard, then he's trying to give me like a massive break on just getting a container
Wow.
of boxes and everything else, and like like pennies. It'll cost us like 60 cents for 2 cubes.
Wow.
So,
That'd be nice.
oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to get who's the guys from back east, but this packing company, oh, Pharrell Packing,
Mhm.
Pharrell Pack, their frubble is like $90 a roll, whereas Advantage
It's like
charges
180.
180, and I got him down to like 140. But you do international, you're wrapping that stuff up, it adds up fast, and half the
Yeah,
guys don't even
yeah.
charge for it. They just say, oh yeah, we use bubble wrap, and
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's crazy expensive.
You know, some cut profit. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's great.
I got something to show you. You guys have a nice bedroom suite.
What? Jeez, don't.
Marty trying to borrow a truck to
One of
pick
my
up a
best
bed
soccer-
for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I almost phoned you yesterday because there's a client that we deal with. If randomly Carla was messaging and we have a bed that's in West Van, it's got to get picked up, and it's so annoying for my guys out from Richmond to go pick it
Yeah.
up. So I thought, well, how much would it cost for 2 guys?
40 years ago.
You know, like just grab 2 guys, be like, hey, you want to make some extra cash? Go to West Van, go pick up this bed, dismantle, bring it to North Van,
So
and then be done. So I have to set that up.
Yeah, yesterday would have been perfect just because we did an international job.
What do you want to do for today?
For today? I could still done it today, but yeah,
It's made with palm leaves.
Wow.
They're pretty swank.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
In here?
It's bedside tables, which.
Yeah, but they're high end. Like they're going for like $600-700.
Oh,
and
what's that?
he's letting them go for like $120
Oh, gosh.
or something like that.
Yeah. Should look at
We're
those.
just trying to get you to sell them.
No, he's well. Sometimes he just show up says, "Jim, I got a customer coming. Can you give him this number?" I said, "Okay, so I'll get him one up." But yeah,
Good though.
the Selena beds are nice though. I get one, but Donna wants to stay with our standard wooden bed.
Okay.
Yeah, the cloth. But they're
These are
like
cloth?
they're like $3,000 beds, and he's letting them go for like $400.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I
yeah.
could sell it
Just-
for him.
Oh yeah.
I sell every time. I'm a queen of sales.
Yeah.
Hustle.
So there's some more there too.
Crazy. Okay, good. I'll check them out for sure.
These all go 3 deep,
Yeah.
and then these are just 2 deep. Or is that 3 deep? I guess I'm in the angle now, right?
Yeah,
2 deep, 2 deep.
until you get to be smaller ones, and we're 4 deep, I think is what we had to go out to.
Yeah, so there's like 3 different kinds, four sizes of containers in here. So those are the small ones right here. Actually right at the
These guys like the little
Yeah.
lift fans.
small, they're just 3 cubic feet.
No, we're closer down to 260.
260, yeah. And then the next size up would be like
260. What are you getting in there? Like 800 pounds
mm,
on a good day? 500 pounds?
Oh, more than 5. You're getting closer to, I'd say 8 and
9.
9, depending
yeah,
on.
depends on bricks or feathers.
No, I was gonna say, or how bulky it is,
Yeah.
except for the
Wow.
cleaning and all that, but.
Content.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then there's that next size, so that one there. Oh, this is the next size up. Those are
You got some nice ones with the doors.
Those are
When I bought like 100 vaults off of the fuck is their company now? It was they were doing tons of international shipping, and then the main guy Tyler I think left to QMM.
Mm.
Can't forget them, but he had like really nice, like these beautiful vaults with like doors and all this kind of stuff. No, that's where I brought it over to Action for contents to that one on
Yeah.
on what's it called?
All right.
On Mitchell Island there. But I picked it like, and I was picking them up for like $50 a pop.
That's a pretty good price. That's.
So, yeah, at that time.
You got 30 of these ones. They're 8x8.
Yeah, these are nice. These are really nice.
I think we're 7, James.
Oh,
But that's not a full sheet of plywood.
Oh, it's not really more than that.
Yeah, the mezzanine. So Montauk is their clients typically up top there. A lot of their stuff. Okay.
Heavy stuff. That's Madrina. Is what called Madrina?
No, that's Valcucine. It's the kitchen version of Montauk.
Yeah.
So they have kind of kitchen and sofas. We deal more for sofas, but I want to say once a year, it seems like they have a big client that orders all the kitchen stuff. So they'll come in.
Interesting. Are they like the competitors of Inform Interiors? Like there's Inform, and then Inform has like Inform Projects. They have like another ball top or something like that, which is like kitchen stuff. And we do stuff for ball top and Inform, and then and then
Yeah,
at
because
first we
Inform's
checked-
local, aren't they?
They're local,
Yeah. These are manufactured out of Montreal,
Okay.
and then they have showrooms Victoria, Vancouver, Edmonton, Toronto, New York, and then obviously Montreal. But
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
it's a good contract with us though.
They're great. So they'll ship it here. You warehouse it. We deliver it.
sometimes we'll deliver it. Sometimes they'll have a third party deliver it out, depending like if it's going to like the island and we don't have anything going, or where it's going. Sometimes I'll help them do it. Or if we're swamped, then I'll let them do a third party on it. Like if it's July month end and we want one sofa,
Sure.
it becomes a pain in the ass versus getting it done.
Yeah.
So all depends on our
How
schedule.
big is your yard?
Our house.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Oh my gosh.
but that guy is just like going for like $400 or $500.
Bo would lose his mind. Our 5-year-old, he's all into like, well,
It's
unicorn.
like a,
It's like a hobbit, right?
yeah, Hobbit, like
No.
Van, what is it? Vandolph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's wild.
What happened to this? Someone just didn't want anymore?
Yeah, well, there's a storage. I don't know. I can't remember the whole thing, but
Wow.
That's funny. Okay, so security.
I hate to.
So you have just, what is this, like a ADP, TELUS,
Yeah, it's like
anything? Nothing?
sorry, what's that?
What, are you just like your standard?
Standard old punch your code in.
Gotcha.
And then this year we've it is a always locking door. So in order for anybody to come in, we've got a little bit to
Oh, okay, that's
because
good.
we had, it's just us in the warehouse. People's like
Yeah, of
coming in,
course.
dropping stuff off. It's like, well,
I'm just thinking, because this door is like a pretty nice standard door, we could put like a digital lock on
so
here.
it's
We got the keypad on this one.
Yeah, on that
Yeah.
one as well too.
Yeah.
Smart.
So the lights are on when it's red. And this one here is just bent, but it is on. You just have to click like that. No, already hit it. Now it's off. But these are, but we leave these two on for these gentlemen here.
Yeah.
And then these ones here, just when we're doing more work back there. So
Sure.
we try not to put them off. You don't have to because it's costs money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everything costs money. Okay.
and then for the building, all the controls are over on our end. There is a electrical room right at the very end, but for all the shut offs and that for water is
On your side.
on our
On
side.
our side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The city comes in and does the inspection on
Whole building?
fire department comes in and makes sure it's all good.
Good. At least if the place goes on fire, this place will have sprinkler systems and water,
Yes. Yeah, sure will.
which is like for kitchens burn a little bit. Is that, how do you open?
No, so during the day, we leave it completely open.
Oh, okay.
And then when we leave, we got
Lock it?
when the driver's coming in and out. It's not so.
Gotcha.
And so they'll usually just serve, but the agency number.
Oh,
That's
yeah, we have two monsters right now that love to climb into our bed at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah, we have two our kids have never slept with us, but at the tender age of 3 and 4, they've decided to just ambush us. And they're bigger and they're.
It's just horrible.
Wrapping around with you.
Oh, yeah. Do you have an extra pen?
Yes.
No, I
That'd be nice.
Whoa, that's so good.
This one's more comfortable.
It's really a great space though. Like it's a nice way.
Yeah, we like, a lot of times we're like, because we are small, sorry, no, sir. Sticky. Because we are small, it's just nice to know, like it's a conversation, a phone call, they can say, oh, yeah, I'm not this.
You don't have to like.
So I might not be in this conversation, but
We kind of know.
I can hear what's going on with it.
In case
So that's always nice.
Yeah, and they won Consumer Choice Award as well for North Vancouver.
Oh.
Yes. I was like bitching at them when we won, and I was like, why is there like two different, like I think they tried to split up to Surrey and Vancouver and then North Vancouver, and I was like, what's happening here? but now I could care less. Now I'm happy. Hey, it's a boss in here.
So good to meet you. Yeah, well, how you feeling about it all? Are you excited or?
I'm excited. It's just, you're just sort of waiting there because, we're in the middle of doing a whole bunch of stuff. And then we got this fire going on just behind our house in Squamish.
Oh,
Like literally up the road. It is blowing in the opposite direction.
that's so stressful.
It's more for the, yeah. I mean, it's a funny setup, but I mean, it's on Tantalus Road and we're just off it.
Like a wildfire?
Yeah, it's been going for since
Really?
Monday.
Yeah, so it's sort of.
Homes have been affected?
No, well, they're on alert, but they've evacuated Alice Lake and the campsites. There's government,
20 hectares.
it's a federal or.
Oh, so it's not by Alice Lake, like over in I.
Yeah, well, actually, it's right across from Brackendale itself.
Gosh.
It's the Dryden Road is the
It's
worst.
close to squat. Yeah, it's close.
There's been a fire up there, like
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the last one was in the Ashley. That was way up in like we call it Sasquatch country, but it's like almost parallel to Whistler, but on the more of the coast.
Oh,
It's those mountains that are really well, they're serene, but it's very there's no population up there, and that burnt for almost a month.
jeez.
Yeah, they couldn't stop it.
Because it's just so much.
Well, just such bad terrain, they couldn't send crews in there, and then they said, well, we're spending so much money on trying to put this thing out. They let it burn.
Weeks.
Yeah, and then it burnt because there's big old growth there. There's like the big old, magical, great big, huge, majestic trees up there, cedars and that. They burnt so.
No, they
Yeah.
hope for rain.
Today was our day for raining.
Yeah. It's not gonna. There's more moisture, so they're gonna be able to fight it though. But it was at well, Dawn and I came in on Monday night and we saw it started coming over the hill into Squamish from
It took a while.
top of the hill, and you can see little plumes coming up. And then by 6:30, it was the size of a football field. And then by 8 o'clock at night, it was almost a hectare.
jeez.
And then now it's 20 hectares plus. They haven't given the last word.
Are you guys moving to the island?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sort of back on. Got a few things. Developers in the fire.
August 15th and 16th, right? 17th, 15th, 16th, 17th, right?
14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
14th, 15th, 16th.
It's the 14th reload.
14th you load, and then we were holding on the truck because of it possession time and cleaning, and then 16th is a delivery is what it was. Because I had you guys booked on the 15th, and then I switched it over to the
Because
16th.
you don't get it till noon.
That's right.
That would affect the guy coming home on the ferry.
Yeah, 16th delivery,
What day is the 16th? The Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday? Is it Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Perfect. So on a Thursday, we're gonna go and do a bunch of filming. Hopefully it's like nice weather. Knock on wood here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do some filming and everything else, get some content, like get the guys all in like nice shirts and stuff, and yeah, should we get the trucks a good wash? So this way at least we can kind of get all the content, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else, maybe even that Saturday. Well, yeah, I was gonna think like tag
Yeah.
along or something like that for like the delivery, and you can kind of do that. Get the ferry, like how that whole kind of experience.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, the only thing that gets me apprehensive about the truck part of it is that they're not really deckled properly. So,
Well,
yeah, I mean, nine's at right now getting some work done over at the Dawson's.
Are you gonna read that one or? I don't know.
I haven't got that far yet.
We were right in like getting ready to do it, but then everything was sideways 4 years ago. And so we said, okay, we'll just hold off right now.
Don't look good though. It's funny. I was driving through downtown and I saw your Sprinter. I was like, oh.
That's not too bad.
So,
I know. I was like, I'm really good at like energy and stuff. So I was like, oh, it's never. But again, like you're like looking for Volvo. Like see Volvo's everywhere. It's like those things, right? So I was like, oh, and I drove by.
Yeah. Yeah, it runs on diesel. It's not too bad, but it's paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The so I have kind of like an idea of a proposal because I'm trying to figure out, we're at least still so early in June. So the layout that we have so far is that we've already like pre-hired. We have a girl that's going to start for sales, that's going to work along. Carla's going to mainly focus on business development within the company, and also Savannah, who's the new sales girl, to come in and do training. Ideally for her, we have her already kind of starting July 15th. to start understanding the training and everything else, because we want her to kind of kick right off like when
Mhm.
August starts. And so I'm hoping that from July 15th to the 31st, that she's able to either shadow you on a couple estimates like coming out
Sure.
as well. Kind of get an idea of what that looks like, hang out here, like kind of getting used to it. She's not on your guys' payroll. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but like, she's,
no, that's fine.
And she's nice. She's like a nice,
yeah, she's great.
from the North Shore. I actually, I was working at Ford, and I poached her from there because she was the Lincoln concierge. So she's like used to dealing with like higher end clients and like doing all their liaising. And then previous to that, she was in sales. And then she has a strong retail background, which is helpful because she's not used to like copious amounts of money.
Yeah.
Because I work in finance. So
Oh.
we're used to like 300K a year. So like a lot of my friends, like it's
A lot of her friends that I brought into the office, they were like lasting 3 weeks. They're like, this is
like, where's the
pathetic.
money?
Right? I was like, this is the moving industry. Like, you're not making 20,000 a month here. So
So the good news is I think she's like, yeah, I'm really good at finding people that align. So I think that she will be a wonderful fit. She's from the North Shore. I think her father has some contracting background. She's happy to be out there.
wrestler, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think she's good on the phone. Like I think she's great. I think she'll be really cool. And I think it's important to have like a good dynamic with everyone.
Yeah,
sure.
And stuff we left. It's very toxic over there. So I'm all gonna be about like good energy. And I
Yeah.
think we're
Well, it'd be nice to have ladies around, so we just have Donna, right? It's not enough,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be.
one's enough, right? One's enough.
Are you sure? He's about to get really loud in here. He'll be like, "Oh my gosh, maybe we'll be putting you."
I'm all the back out.
Seriously, we'll he's like, "Oh boy."
Exactly.
We also, me and Sean were talking out in the warehouse that at some point in July or whenever you decide to want to tell everybody, I mean, I'm assuming that some of them already know that you're thinking about retiring or that you're
Yeah, they know it.
Years, but not current.
not current. Okay.
Yeah, just that we got the 5 brackets gonna be on the islands, and so we follow.
He
Yeah.
knows why,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's-
don't.
But the other, yeah,
Yeah,
We're just,
Yeah.
I think actually we've talked about that too, Mark. We were wondering what you thought as well of us telling, we were thinking up to July 29th, letting them know.
oh, okay, you keep it that tight. So,
Well, I don't know.
oh yeah, no, hey, listen, other than my operations manager, who I had to finally like sit down and be like, hey, listen,
Yeah,
well, mainly because she came to my office and we're looking for a long distance coordinates, long story, but
Yeah.
she's like, hey, I'm getting bombarded. And I said, guess what? I got more for you. And so anyways, but I'm not planning on telling anybody until like probably July to start giving people all this like crazy gossip panic talk of like what's gonna happen. Because it's like a glorified high school, like
Well-
babysitter stuff here.
that's how the meeting industry works.
Oh, for sure. And the moment you say something to your guys, you know that actually the next person you know is Carl will know about it. And then Carl will tell everybody like wildfire becomes a
Yeah.
problem.
Who's the driver that pops in here? Blair. He knows everything about everything. Right? Yes.
well,
And he'll come in and he'll tell us first.
actually, we haven't seen him in a few months.
So
yeah, because he was in
Blair.
Who's Blair?
Blair Pleadwell,
Who's he?
out of Mackey, out of Becky's.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
long distance.
Oh,
driver, yeah.
gotcha.
He always tries to park
He-
his
he
big
pops in here from time to time. He tells us all of them.
All the
Like-
gossip,
Yeah.
all the good gossip.
Yeah,
But
I always love it when my guys go to town. I always find out. Someone told me yesterday, Bruce. He said that some of the AMJs are consolidating a bunch of stuff and they're shifting things over. And so I said to him, I said the problem is that if you have massive delivery accounts and you have a location in like Markham or something,
Mhm.
and that location only relies on delivery, and the delivery goes away, you need to make sure that you are still able to survive
Mhm.
locally, or you're going to close up, right? So.
Yeah.
So the way I was thinking was that by like the 15th of July, that you guys would mention, and you can either mention saying, you know, we're retiring, we've sold the company, the new owner actually would like to have a meeting, we're going to throw a barbecue, we're going to do like a welcoming thing, choose a day that kind of works, whether it's even just like a Saturday,
Whatever.
or like an afternoon or something.
Yeah.
And at that time, it's like, great, I'll come over, meet everybody, you know, feed them. Those guys will be happy. And then we can kind of have a little small meeting and like what the plan is for the future and everything else and kind of do it that way.
that would be great. I think.
Yeah,
But also it's with your guys' comfort level too, I think.
yeah, well, yeah.
We don't have one. We don't really know what we're supposed to do.
Uh,
Abandon a fire, retire.
We've never done it before. Transition, you guys know that, you know, that Don and I are like the old dinosaurs, and and we love them, you know, the guys are great.
We have a great-
But, you know, but they need, a spark behind, not that they need to be sparked, but there's just a spark of management behind them.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so that's the situation. I think would be nice for them to know that, it's an up and going thing and, you know, more lively
Yeah.
and probably maybe better, you know, with Sean's help and you guys are pretty, well, better management.
Well, I think like, yeah, again, like I'm so proud of Mark and like his background in moving and like just his reputation. And I think that's really what we want to do. And, you know, we've had option to purchase other businesses and it's like, we really want to carry on that family legacy as well. We have 2 young boys and we have family and we are the North Shore. Like this is just so aligned for us because we moved to the North Shore on a whim. We were in East Van. We moved for our house and it took us a bit, but like now we're like for sure North Shore people. We're like,
Yeah.
we're like,
Well,
oh,
and for us, like, it's funny because like there was like the Lynn Valley days and like we're this weekend,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go get like we're gonna have an Ellis set up tent out there. We're gonna do that. Like anything that
And that's
that we
what
can do in North Shore,
I like working
we're gonna be doing with Ellis here, right, in the community and
Yeah.
everything else to try and build that up because
Yeah.
I want to send a shock to like Edgemont and Ferguson's and even the girls at Salmons to kind of be like, step up your game because this
Yeah.
is gonna be a killer. You know, for us, you know, when I took over and started at Action Movers back in the day, I constantly hit a roof. I didn't have any kind of experience. I didn't have any community behind me. It was just me beating down the horse and growing the company up and having no idea what was going on. And then when we met and I got married and I expanded over to Action Contents and we had the restoration, it was like even worse because now I was running around from all over the place with still no real direction. I.e. why I bought Salmons. I was like, great, here's a well-oiled machine. This makes sense. Buy Salmons, find out that everything that over the years that I've wanted to try and implement doesn't work. You know, and it was, and even actually with the reality check, talking to my sales girl who's been there for like 25 years, and she was like, you know, the reality is that Salmons was built upon an employee-owned business, where that everybody in this room is an employee-owned shareholder, and everybody is going to be successful in making their money. When you change it to now just me being the owner, everybody just thinks, oh, Mark's just kind of written me off. Oh, I'm not making enough money.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big problem. And then you deal with the union and you deal
Yeah, they
with
don't
the
listen.
operators.
They really, it's great in one aspect because like they have really good work ethics,
Yeah.
but they also like really, they block a bit,
Yeah.
right? And I mean,
So
but it's
the
still love
point of the whole story is now that with this opportunity, it's one of those things where we're in the North Shore. We can treat Ellis like, you know, our baby. I'm finally bringing Carla
Yeah,
coming
we're
into the
saying
company.
I'm obsessed with having kids. We did years of ideas.
Yeah.
Can you not? I'm like,
It's a 46-year-old company that's still in diapers.
That's right. Yeah. You know, it's the years. I know back in diapers, but it's the years of my growth and building to take what I put in and see if I can take that now and really implement it within Ellis and like make it so that it's just an also well machine, but to like 2025, like everything is just more digitalized. We're on it. We're on the horn.
That's
We're
where
making
it
it happen, right? So yeah,
which
I think we're gonna have a really solid team. I think Savannah's gonna be awesome here. Sean's gonna be doing great. You know, Carla's gonna be doing awesome just with the networking and business development on that side of things. So
and then having this Fata piece will be like, that's for her and I can do a booth together. We can kind of be like out about Mark as well, be there. You could like whatever.
we have
I
the
think-
BC annual moving industry golf tournament August 10th. That's coming on. That's
dinosaurs, see, that doesn't appeal to me, Mark.
So happy. And then also with like when he's doing the Atlas stuff, I think it's kind of nice where Mark can't really represent. Well, I mean, you don't really want to represent both, so that's where like I can do the Ellis piece. And we can travel together. It's just kind of really nice.
Mhm.
I think it'll be
Yeah,
really fun.
it's exciting. Don't get me wrong. It's just like he's been trying to push us so hard to do stuff. He wanted us in parades and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah,
We-
that's awesome.
We did for a while, but it got
Farmers
started
Day,
dragging
right?
us.
I think it's Farmers Day, but like the Christmas, get out. in the
We're down
community.
with that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And if we're not, we'll find people that are. Like that's where we're at. And
Yeah.
I think with Mark and I, and one thing I want to say about Mark for sure is he's really open. I think Mark's a really great owner. He's able to take feedback. He wants his employees happy. He moves pretty quick, which is fun.
We've never-
yes,
Jointly very good. That's like people are like can't imagine.
Just
Someone
horrible
for 10
training.
years. Like,
horrible at training.
yeah, he's not really a good trainer. He's not really a great hirer. So that's where I come in. I think I think Mark's used to doing a lot of it on his own, and I'm a pro get delegator. So that's perfect. I love, so we're kinda like-
Delegator and manifester, so.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever told you, Dawn, when I bought Salmons.
Yeah.
I went into the bank and they wanted like a whole bank, like business proposal and everything else.
Yeah.
And I came in with 3 years of financials from Action Movers.
Uh-huh.
And I said, this is all you get. And they're like, no, we need more. And I said, yeah, but if you look here, my faith has made it so that like, it has made it so that the company's been successful and seeing the growth every single year. So like my business plan is like God, and this is it, and this is the whole setup. And if you guys don't like it, then like I'll find another bank. And then we're like, yeah, sure, no, we'll
Oh,
take it.
it's so-
But it was like, yeah, no,
Like,
people were like, yeah, well, it was like, yeah, it was still no, it was like 10.5% interest, but like,
Oh, wow.
anyways, yeah.
Good
So
job.
it was, but it was funny because like people, I've told that story to a couple people, and they're always like, what? Like you had nothing? And I was like,
he's the risk taker, and I think it's nice.
Yeah.
But I love what you're saying with like all that info. My brother works for the city of West Van, so I was like, hey, keep your eyes open. He was already talking about like the Cypress Bowl, where the West Van office is, where they're doing new developments. And he's like, and I think it's like you got to be careful where you don't want it to like. There's that fine line of not being too busy, like supply and demand, all those things, right? So I think like we want to grow and be like a little more fresh, but I don't think we want to turn it into something
so when I
big.
look at July 15th, that's a Tuesday. It doesn't exactly have to be, I only use say July 15th in the sense that Savannah's kind of kicking in and starting, and it doesn't mean she's gonna be here that day. But that leaves us basically with 2 full weeks, a little bit over than 2 full weeks of kind of getting everything to
Yeah.
systemized and planned and stuff. Because I can imagine those last 2 weeks, we are gonna have to also figure out the transferring of the Hydro, Fortis, like just
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
phone
I'm
systems.
also wondering if like you might need to do some of that. I don't know, like
We'll be doing probably that stuff preliminary anyways, like at the
Like-
beginning of July, I think.
Yeah.
Is
you're
when-
gonna have to. I don't think you want to leave that stuff for 2 weeks. I think
no, we have to put
Start
we start putting the notices in and everything else. I mean, the good thing is they've set up the incorporation, I think, under LS Moving and Storage 2025 Limited. Even though I think I told them Inc., but like
Yeah.
I think they kept it the same, which is even better afterthought of like, let's just keep it limited.
Yeah.
Because now if clients still write checks and they write limited instead of Inc., it turns into a shit show. So
Yeah.
so we kept it, I think, the same. And so I think for transferring and getting things set up is the application, everything was already sent over to landlords. I talked to her on the phone and everything else and filled that all out.
Awesome.
And
and it's
she
like
has
a really seamless.
I want a really nice, easy transition, right?
Yeah.
So
feels.
So do we.
yeah,
We want to like make sure that the guests and the clients are not like are having that like that nothing's not that would really matter, but also like just with everybody that it's like a good
Yeah.
fluid.
And that's a question that I have for you guys, because we've never done this before, obviously. And I asked our accountant, he said, well, maybe check with the lawyer, but as far as letting our clientele know.
Yeah.
Is that
the
something
beginning of July, you should give the 1 month notice to say, hi, everybody, just so you know.
You might even be able to support them in that.
Yeah, for sure, to
Like-
write something up, but it's more of the,
Exciting news.
exciting, very exciting news. We're retiring.
Yeah.
Right. And we have found new ownership that also, has been in the industry, same values, same trust, and hopefully even, bring your experience, your customer level to another height or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Feel free to reach out if you want to talk to Mark personally, maybe something even to that level. 'Cause
Yeah.
Mark's pretty, like, just again, like you guys have people store. I mean, most people might not care, but some people are strange. So
Yeah.
if they're-
our clientele is like, we have a lot of repeats, or just, when it gets slow, we always remark on that. We say, if it wasn't for the,
Yeah.
the Parlors of the world.
Of course.
What would happen in the slow time? So,
you value those people.
You
Yeah.
did. yeah, so I didn't know if that would be, something that we need or have to do, or if it's a good thing to do.
I think it's great. I think it's
I think it's great because then the clients can kind of see and we can also have it once the first month, like
Yeah.
we send out to all our clients or customer appreciation, even like do the extra spiel of like those longtime clients of sending out like a gift card, like, hi, like,
Yeah.
we're in the neighborhood kind of thing. And
Yeah.
then,
Nice.
or some type of gratitude. to those clients. When it comes down to accounting as well too, I have a message or a to-do task to reach out to our accountant. My accountant already is aware of what's going on. He recommended me to reach out to a third party fractional CFO that we work with through Salmons, who has a good team, because I kind of either wanted her to either be messaging with you to figure it out, because we're going to be switching over from Sage over to QuickBooks.
Okay.
So what does that all look like and everything else? So that's going to be July for you. Like, we're going to try and figure out how those GLs look like, or how we're going to reset things up.
Yeah.
But I mean, the funny thing is, I have to remind myself is that as of August 1st, it's not that you both are gone and disappeared. I still kind of have
I
you.
was like, please don't call.
I know, I know. She's like, I'm packing, I'm back.
We're at here.
Yeah. But it's going to be that a bit of questions and transition.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd like it to be as seamless as possible, but I'm in my head, I've already thought, okay, so even though it's the first of the month, you have stores that's going to go out.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is there's going to be that overlap.
Yeah.
Right. For customers that are still depositing into your bank as opposed to what's going on. August 1st,
Yeah.
it's going to be, whether it's the lawyers or the accountants that's going to figure that out, it's going to be I'm setting up my bank so it's set up so that if the rent was coming out August 1st, it's coming out of our bank.
Okay.
So ideally, hopefully the storage is coming in at the same, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
And have that seamless transition as well too, because those ones and phone and everything else, I mean, we're just going to have to keep track.
yeah.
I like to try and make it as simple as possible without kind of going back and forth. It's more like, hey, Mark, it ended up going on our card. We paid for this. And I go, okay, great. Well, here's this check. Here, let's reimburse you for that. Like, I'd rather have it like that type of relationship
We're
than,
good for that.
And
So
Yeah.
the storage portion, just, so at the end of July, I invoice out for August. But then what we have, I guess we've got a few that do e-transfers. So we would let them know a different account to e-transfer to. Most primarily do credit card authorizations. So however you guys would process your credit cards, then it could go directly to you that way. That's a August 1. Because we send out the end of the month for the following month, and then I process the first of the month. That's when the credit cards will be processed.
yeah, perfect.
And there's like, well, I've got it written down, but there's 2 that pay annually.
Okay.
So I've got a list of what we would owe you from that, because they've already paid for. the
Sure.
card. So, but otherwise it's e-transfer or just credit card.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you accept a lot of checks at all?
We try not to.
Okay.
I try to get a credit card just so we have the payment,
No, for sure.
but lots
I'm
are,
always blown away by Santa's. Like, they still collect checks all the time. And I'm always
Yeah.
like, really?
yeah,
What?
no, we,
Sometimes a certified check, but there's a few, older people in that, and that's how they do
Yeah.
yeah, but primarily our policy
use credit cards.
because to
Sure.
book your move, you need to give us a credit card. We take a $500 deposit, which brings me to another question for you guys. So far, we've collected 1 credit card because the move isn't until August or later. And
How many jobs have you booked for August already?
I think that's the first one. James is writing up an estimate
Nice one.
today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And then he's gonna be going to one today for August. So that's kind of one of the main reasons I want to chat, to see how you kind of want to do estimates in August versus what's going on now.
Okay. So,
even for our, sorry, Mark, to
Yeah,
interrupt, to book a move with us. So customers are confirming now, like this, what person wants for November and then whoever for August. So I'm just holding their credit cards. I'm letting them know. It sort of sounds like it's a quarterly thing, is we will process your deposit on or around the 1st of August. That way you guys do.
okay, I see.
Things directly to us. It'll all be in here.
Oh, nice. Okay,
And so
perfect.
then it goes in a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's our thought.
Oh, that's great. No, that's awesome.
Or if he set up his account, then if he has someone big,
Yeah, we bank with BMO and they are in the process of getting everything set up.
Okay,
Once I try and get that set up,
Mhm.
then
then we can go from there.
yeah, it was my running joke with the lady from the property management. I was like, what company you want me to put under? I'm like, if you want me to do a background check, like this company doesn't even exist. Like it's incorporating tomorrow, like, for example. And for banking information. So I said, I'll give you everything for Salmons as the background stuff and
Yeah.
kind of go from there. So once I have the banking stuff set up, then at least I'm hoping it's going to be by the beginning of July, ideally.
I have a question kind of for everybody, probably Mark included, with the accounting aspect, the day-to-day, or is this just like, maybe you and I could talk about that later, because you're kind of do offsite accounting?
No, let's
Yeah, because I kind of have like, again, I have another person that comes from a background of like accounting, and it sounds like it might be like be able to take over your, because I'm definitely not. Yeah, I'm not paid for accounting.
Yeah.
Even though I wish I could be, but I'm just wondering, like, is there a need for like what's, do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, so on a day-to-day, how many hours are you putting in to do accounting? Like if you really had to tighten it up, like,
Yeah, I wouldn't need to be here full time if I did it properly and regularly instead of letting the family stuff and et cetera.
Yeah, like you just, yeah, and you're hanging out and stuff, yeah, makes sense. But
Well,
Probably-
with QuickBooks, so that would streamline a lot of things too.
That's the difference. So probably a good 4 days a week for sure, the way we're doing it, because it's all a lot of manual inputting. But if you had it, like Sean's been trying to get us to move our system so that when he does up a work order for the guys, it just transfers naturally into an invoice, into this, into that, but we don't do it like that. I do it.
because that may even be able to something that Savannah can kind of take over too.
Yeah, I don't know that
Between-
it's time consuming.
Okay,
Yeah,
between like
so-
sales and like admin, she can probably, that might be,
oh, for sure. So from Smart Moving, you the setup is that the drivers will actually have a crew app. So when the job is done, the hours and the totals they'll be able to do, and then from there they'll get a digital signature from the client.
Yeah.
All of those estimates that go through digitally get sent over to a customer. The customer actually can update the management inventory if they have extra stuff. It works with software like LiveSwitch as well too, so a customer can take a bunch of photos. It actually, I think it works with comehome.ai as well too. So a customer now can upload and submit photos,
and some.
and then AI will pull those photos and create your inventory list and already have it all built into Smart Moving. So from that lead will already give you a base of how many estimates and their photos. Once the job is complete, it will automatically accept payment through the payment processing that we have set up, and it gets funneled automatically the invoice right into QuickBooks.
Yeah.
So it's all just like one stop.
Yeah.
Now, my background with comes to QuickBooks is probably just as much experience, maybe a little bit more than Carla's, which is if you ask me about Premier Van Lines Vancouver that I had the franchise for and how I set up QuickBooks, my accountant says, Mark, it just seems as though you like to invoice people, accept their payments, and that's it. She's like, but that, like, there's more to what you have to do. And I was like, that's good, but like, here you go. Like, here's a pile of receipts. Like,
Yeah.
that's not my forte. So, so we really want to make it so that it's seamless.
But
We
maybe
have a
that's someone
girl,
that-
but maybe
Somebody else.
somebody,
Yeah.
but it might be just someone that needs to come in, every other day to make sure, because
Probably suit this.
Then maybe we should talk to them.
Hmm.
And I'm just, and I'm also, I think where I'm like more like, ooh, and sounding a little more like maybe anxious or about it, because I think if there's stuff that person might need to know the knowledge, then we'd want to kind of have them talk as well. But I guess you and I should probably just
For sure.
open that all in. That we
For sure.
liaison from there.
But again, I did mention it sort of in a joking fashion when you were here the last time, is that, so my knowledge of Sage is minuscule.
Okay.
I know to input.
Yeah.
And I know to pay out. So it's sort of, I think what you're saying with the
Okay,
QuickBooks.
so that's good.
So
Then-
it's,
okay, so
it's minimal. My
Okay, cool.
brother-in-law helps me even with the bank statements every month because I don't even,
that's
a little
perfect.
bit
then.
embarrassing, but I don't know how to do
Okay.
that. So he does that.
profits and lots and what comes in and what goes out and everything else and all the invoices. There's,
Sounds like we're probably just gonna come up with like a newer, a different system.
we are,
We'll have to educate ourselves, because this is not our forte either, like
Yeah.
we don't like it. So even learning, I'll be like,
And the other thing you'll find too, like in our Sage accounting, which Sean reminded me of, is that because I don't do it like that, my sister came one time, very family oriented, trying to input everything. But at one point she came and tried to show me how to put the inventory for boxes and stuff into Sage. So every time a customer, it just keeps track of what your inventory, but that is not accurate. As you will be able to see, it says minus 600 plus 3,000. And that was just because I
Okay,
started it a few years ago and it was just getting beyond me. So we just left it.
okay,
And
that's
so
cool.
it isn't accurate. Customers get billed out, but as far as what our inventory running is, but Sean knows on an average what we keep back there.
Yeah.
That's where we got our.
You have, is there obviously within Sage, a full setup of your customer? Like, do you have like in the filing cabinet, like all the customers that are in storage
Mhm.
right now?
We have
And is that
71 right now.
71 customers. Okay. And then the film, where's that number 71?
That is 71. Yeah,
Okay.
he's included in that. And then we have Montauk's that are another client of ours that does so well.
Cool. I feel like we can probably just,
Did you get that?
Uh,
So- Oh, it's mirroring. Oh, it's just,
But even our storage files.
I'm a little more excited now.
well, and then for us, that might even be like Pete, if he has a logistics background, like the warehouse. So we could just talk about that.
yeah, we'll get that all figured out and organized as well too. I mean, the month of July, I feel like we're gonna be kind of in and out, in and out. Hey, let's, I mean, this right now, was a preliminary meeting to kind of go, okay, I want you guys to meet Carla, do kind of like figuring things out. And then we can kind of sit down and figure out the operations. What's your bill of lading look like? Okay, good. I like the fact that you had this set up on here. I used the same logo. I ripped off your logo and now if you actually, let's see if I can pull this up. Think that I'm technology savvy, but like,
I can't stand the touch screens.
Neither can
I
I.
get so scared when he's the mouse. He always looks scared to that. I go square.
I know, I'm just trying to figure out how to close this. There we go.
That's the great location though.
It's an ideal location. It's everything about.
And that's to be right here, except for when you leave.
Yeah.
You got the port and then that intersection there is
Oh,
a
it's
nightmare.
I'm sure. Well, our son goes to,
Lionsgate.
Lionsgate Christian.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's like perfect. And I just happy to be like.
Probably King Cross and,
Toll crossing.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Well, it's perfect.
It's so nice. Yeah.
This is.
It's really meant to be. We're excited.
so on here, this is kind of like the fun little dashboard. So when you log in, you get to see how many moves are happening this month, how many jobs were booked today, how many moves did we miss or not booked, what's the average of each job. You can assign everything else. So like someone like myself, Sean would have access to something like this, right? So that you're seeing, not like everybody, like, so your drivers wouldn't see this or anything else, right?
Yeah.
Then you actually get your full calendar to see, I haven't put the trucks in here yet, but what you get to see is the percentages. So how many trucks, what's going on. So actually, if I can switch over, that's in Salmons, let me just switch over to Ellis. So you can flip back and forth, which is nice for how we're setting things up. To give you kind of an idea of what it looked like. Let's see here.
So that's kind of like, remember how we.
So this is my friend Austin.
Yes.
Do you choose it?
Yes.
Oops. So this is what a typical dashboard would look like. So you can see here, there's 133 moves. They booked 12 moves this day. This is what they missed. They're averaging moves, stale opportunities, customer tickets. You can see your revenues and how your salespeople are doing, how many moves they're booking, who's your referral sources, right? You go over to, it's my buddy Austin, who owns Central Coast Moving on California, another one in Arizona. I told him, give me your login so I can copy and paste all your stuff and see how it's all set up. So that for him, you can see here, so it shows you like for the job calendar, how they're overbooked or where they're sitting at. So you have exclamation points being like, we've run out of space.
Yeah.
Right. You can kind of see what the availability is like of what that day might look like, right? For the job list. You can also have your office calendar on here. So the office calendar will say, okay, we have a phone survey. We have like the whole idea about this one is so that you, me, Carla, Noel, and Savannah are kind of going on here being like, okay, Savannah's, here are these site estimates. Hey, we're going to have like a meeting with the staff we can plug that in here, right? Because it's a non-job, right? Here, we can set up different tasks to do. So it can be like, hey, did you get this done? Did you get that done? Who needs to get something done? We have different tasks. What's due today? What's going on here? You get a chance to kind of see what that was the dashboard for new leads. Your customer list. So your full customer list of all your customers, active storage customers as well too, right? Storage only, which it is, all customers. Then you go into dispatch. So this is the resource calendar that I was telling you about, but the colors.
Mhm.
And then when you go to scheduling, on here, you can see your trucks. So you'll have a list of your trucks, your crews. It's probably a little bit squished in here, but what's cool is these customer confirmations or the crew confirmations is we'll just easily be able to send out like a text to the guys. Hey, this is your job for tomorrow. This is what's going on. And it's all just through Smart Moving. And then they'll send you a message back. They'll alert you being like, yeah, this Emerson is confirmed. Like we're good to go. Kind of thing. So, which is nice and easy. If Oh, and you also can build out trips, which is really nice too. So if we're having a long distance trip that's going on, or you have something that's going like BC Alberta, we can actually build out a trip and it'll give you the kilometers and the distances and break everything down of what makes the most sense for your job. Customer service calls for anything that's going updated. Your marketing is all kind of built in here as well too to boost online. And then you also have your storage, right? So this is your whole storage background for your accounts, and you can see like who's in which different container. We can have different lists. He does all kinds of different stuff. Slide that in here. And there's tons of training that goes on as well. What I wanted to show was go to this one. So this is what an estimate would look like to a customer. So your move size would be like a studio apartment. All the pricing, everything else that you've sent me from boxes and supplies have already been built into this. I've actually updated it to give it for the August 1st pricing, but obviously anything that gets booked prior will be like, your special because new pricing is coming in kind of thing. And the pricing is probably a change by $2-3. Like it's not huge. It was just kind of eating up the numbers. But what's kind of cool is you can see I got one truck, two guys, the hourly rate. So it's going to be now instead of 168, it's going to be 174 for two guys in a truck. And it gives you your estimate for moving and packing charges, all the different stops. So if I click on this origin, I can have, a different address on here. But if I put the address on, for example, if I typed in that actual address and Google pulled it up, it will give you like a realtor.ca link. So you can click on that link, especially if that house is for sale, and give you a street view, all kinds of views. You can maybe even see what the furniture is inside that home, how the access is and everything. And then it can tell you your pricing, your estimates, any kind of crew notes. The crew notes will go on the guy's phone, right? So even if you dispatch that day and you're like, oh shoot, the customer just called me and there's some information, it'll update it every time they go into the system.
It's an app as well on your phone.
Yeah, on your phone as well too. And what's cool is if I want to send the estimate, if I preview this estimate, that I can see, this is kind of what the customer gets. So there's your LSI in storage. This is your info, the pricing, your estimated total, 4 point.
It's not too different than what they're.
No, it's not. Well, that's why I said, Joe, I took the log off. And then it tells everybody here, it's 2,000 pounds, 280 cubic, right? Like it's telling me. And then if I go to manage inventory, showing Carlos the other day, the person can actually log in and just go into their inventory and just add a room, be like, okay, great, I'm in the bedroom. Next. And I can rename it. I can be like kitchen, master bedroom, however I want to do it. And they just start adding all the different furniture and stuff into it, which is really kind of cool. And customers get access to that. So it makes it lots of fun. And yeah. So
Does it have an accountant's background to it?
Yeah, it syncs with QuickBooks. So once that person goes and pays the job, it's just going to sync to it. And yeah. I'll open it. So also you can create a follow-up on here. you can change them. So if I want to see the activity of here, it tell me all the activities. So if I want to see what Sean's been doing, or if I'm checking on Sedan, or you're sitting in the office, you're like, hey, like what's happening with this customer? Right? Customer's phoning me being like, there's been no follow-up email or anything else. You open it up and you can see on the activity, and you're like, hey, Carla told me that she phoned him. That activity should be on you. It should be automatically synced.
Now, does that sync in with our phone lines or so it shows a call log?
We'll be switching over to probably dial pad.
Okay.
So everything's just like a VoIP system on there.
Hmm.
So like, especially if we get any kind of VAs, they'll have access to phone numbers, customer calling. Or and on the size that we get to, so.
Now, what happens on weekends? And then, I'm just curious about your schedule. Are you Monday to Friday? Are you, Tuesday with Monday to Friday? Yep.
But you're no spectacular.
And then you're wanting to stay on board, like you're happy here and long term, is that your hope? Or-
Yeah, I mean, it's
Not to keep moving farther and farther. The shivers.
You know, if a drive-in isn't bad. If a drive-in's nice, because there's lots of people on the road though. Believe it or not, there's still,
Oh, yeah. For
yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, there's still lots of people on the road. But I mean,
Everybody has the same idea as you.
well, you get a lot of transport coming in through Chilliwack, and then like once you hit Abbotsford and all that, yeah, it's
The bottlenecks a bit for sure.
yeah, with the construction and everything. To answer your question, though, I'm happy here. James Nona has been perfect to me. Can't complain. I mean, I've been doing Abbotsford isn't even a commute, right? So
Yeah, of course.
definitely looking to stay here. I mean, if you guys said, hey, you know what, we've got someone that done this and we trust them and want to bring them on, I understand, but
No, we're pretty happy to definitely happy to stay on board. I think it's yes, it's
If you told me you knew nothing about Atlas, I'd have a problem. So.
I hate Atlas. I hate Atlas, like with a passion.
That is the truth, yes.
You haven't said anything to Fred, right?
No.
Okay.
And then quick side note, how do weekends work here? Back to what I was saying. So you're off on weekends, yes, which is fine. And then
I was almost phone him yesterday, so I was gonna.
okay, wait a sec, Marcus. How weekends do they do self dispatching? Like what are you guys here on the weekends or?
Well, if it's really busy and there's something our customer needs, whatever, maybe they'll come in for the morning. But over the last, I guess I'd say about almost a year and a half, we've been trying to take, or
Longer than that.
Yeah.
Less Saturday stuff?
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot towards the end of COVID, I'm like, James, there's no phone calls. There's no,
Yeah.
no need fuel to come in. The guys are self-dispatching.
And we're so close too, like
Yeah.
we're
Well-
5 minutes away, which is.
Oh, yeah, for like an EDM dispatch or something like that.
And like the kids will be.
Get them in if there's an
Be
issue,
family.
Yeah.
I think
we're
it's
10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Right? So it's that for me, like if I had to come in, but I like self-dispatch. We talked about it last time where like at Sammy's, we've been self-dispatching for years.
really.
That's one wrong with.
Like, there's no problem. We
So-
can pay it out. Like,
Yeah.
A little bit different, but I mean, the guys are really good. I mean, when I first started, yeah, you'd have guys calling in, oh, I'm not coming in, this and that, but guys are looking for hours right now. I mean, it's,
Sure.
you have the paperwork ready for it. If there's an issue, be able to call or text me or James and we can do it remotely.
yeah, cool. And I mean,
Yeah.
again, we're so close to, I was just more curious, like, is it busy Saturdays or not? And just.
Yeah, I check, if I'm not, like Saturday morning, I'm up pretty early and I check the emails in case customers had a
Yeah, we're
problem.
at 5 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
today too.
Yeah, so
Not by choice.
that, but
Me by choice.
No, Margaret.
I was ready at the gym, so.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I've been, because I remember like even before Phil with me, I'd basically 6 days a week.
What was Phil doing here? Like sales as well?
Sure.
Phil is James' brother.
Phil, my twin brother, he's in there, Amanda now.
He was doing sales. That was
Lucky him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was here. But but he was more of a dinosaur than I am, I think. But yeah, no, he just sales and that. And then, he like, if the truck broke down, then he's out there trying to get on the road, doing box drops, basically what I do, whatever. But yeah, but he was a people person, like
Sure.
talk to the sales and
Yeah.
and so on. But yeah, I mean, if it's a North Vancouver estimate, or maybe just in Burnaby here, and it's not 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then instead of doing, a Yumbo or some, which I don't do much of, I'm just old school. Then I'd rather see the person. I'd rather close the sale.
Do you,
Yeah.
where do you, I mean, obviously being North Van, you probably get the most leads that are coming out of North Van, but do you target a lot of North Burnaby? Like, you might get just over the bridge, like get that Burnaby, East Van,
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Whistler is,
Squamish, Whistler.
because all the old, realtors and a lot of people in Squamish. There's a lot of big connection up there.
Are you charging from the time you leave the yard to the time you come back, or is it just that standard 1 hour travel time?
It used to be one-way travel for Squamish. Then we started charging the full pole on it. Now with how competitive and slow it was, we dropped it down to like a flat rate or a one-way travel.
Yeah.
To Squamish and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guys are getting paid and still burn the same fuel, unfortunately, but guys are getting paid for the time, but so.
But you're losing on that 45 minutes coming back from Squamish.
Yeah, or
We round it to an hour, so it's a full hour.
Yeah, but who's handling Squamish though?
That's
Gusto. Big
Oh,
time.
Gusto. Okay,
Edmond is doing something up there. They're always on the highway.
really?
the
Whistler
rebranding
was
was
horrible.
It's probably taking the.
All time's been out a bit more now.
it used to be just us.
Oh yeah, because all time is no, because there's all times in Whistler or something,
Yeah.
right?
But they're about the same distance from here to.
Right. Yeah, their old operations manager was my operation manager for like 2-3 years. So Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for years and years, we were the only game in town,
Yeah.
which is nice. And
And Gusto's in Squamish.
Eric,
Okay.
yeah, there's
How big are they?
There's about a few more trucks, so probably 3 trucks now.
I think there's replacement trucks. I would was adding to the fleet, but
No, up to 3 now.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it's 3.
The trucks that I saw were like they look like trash.
Yeah, like a yellow.
Yeah.
Old Penske maybe?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't seen the new trucks. I've just heard, but yeah.
Okay. Doesn't stop us.
No, I'd like to go after that big time again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still out on the trucks himself. Like he's still in that era where not Sean, but Eric, the owner of
Yeah.
Gusto.
Oh
He
yeah.
still goes out a lot to clean up.
So it's still a bit.
Yeah. Which is
Stage.
yeah,
But not
but
very
which
bad.
which is great to grow, but the problem is that what ends up happening is that's when you get a lot of good reviews and a lot of like customers really love you because we're dealing with Eric or whatever, right? We're dealing with
So we
and
had,
and then it's like as soon as they step away,
Yeah.
shit usually goes sideways,
Yeah.
right? So okay, so the estimates you're still doing by paper, that's how the guys are getting the sheets as well too.
Yeah.
Like you're just writing it on this paper and
the information.
I have a question
You
for
put the rates in.
Is there anybody that should be leaving before we take over? 'Cause, it can get, like, is there anyone you're like, but I guess probably not for, because it's such so small in the office, but then then they're not owner operators, the movers, you just wouldn't hire.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't dispatch them, right?
yeah, well James said Donna's gotta go. Don, go.
I guess. Took over, we're like, oh, happy knowing we maybe would.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I am implementing here is that as of like the first and like we'll get together obviously through July and everything else and we'll go grab lunch is to sit down and set everybody up as like new employees. Sit down like we need to go for lunch anyway. Sit down what your goals, what your plans are, go everything's structured now. Don't worry, it's not. It won't be crazy. I won't be like, hey, guess what? This is what you're now getting paid. But the reality that I learned from Sam was that I should have done that in the beginning because you're now dealing with people that have been there for 20, 30 years that really should have just been fired from day one, but they all put on pretty faces.
Yeah.
And now you try and say, okay, see you later. So
Like boss's daughter.
like boss's daughter should have went a long time ago.
But I would, to answer the question though, for at least my point of view, I would think Sean might have another, he does the
more day-to-day,
the
Operation.
interaction.
and that's just you guys.
How many trucks do you guys have out right now?
One,
Just one out today?
just one, yeah.
How is June shaping up for you guys?
We've got a couple of holes month end. For the crew, we've gotten availability. I would say we're 75% booked roughly off the top of my head. There's a couple of holes still, but realistically,
Okay.
we might even be closer to 80, 85, but because we got one guy that's away until the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. He's away on holidays, but because
It'd be nice to see the smart thing when you're like, hey, this is like when people are asking numbers, you're like, oh yeah, we're Super Bowl.
Yeah, like what I said to Donna, like when you had the calendar, I was doing that manually until I realized, well, who is it suiting? It suits me, but
Sam and I.
I'm wasting my time doing it
You can't share it or whatever.
because I can't share it and to relate in a meeting. Okay, well, yeah, we gotta get this job booked or get this estimate off, so it became pointless. But yeah,
Sure.
with what I quickly saw there, yeah, I mean, we were doing like, what trucks are being utilized, how many.
Well, and that's why I sent you the login. So I mean, one of the things that will do is set up all the trucks and everything else in there.
Yeah.
If you give me a list, I think you give me a list of all the guys, their names, but if you shoot me an email with the list of all the guys, I can add them already all in there.
Okay,
And then you should be able to start going in there, practice some of the training and like tweak out, just go into settings and like tweak some of the stuff and then get yourself familiarized with it. But ideally, what you want to start doing is if once the estimate is booked, so James goes out, does the estimate, books the job. We go in and
What is that? Such a weird rate.
let's just have it on like a low volume. We go in and put this job into Smart Moving so that it's already like in. So you still have your paper copy, everything else, so the estimate's set up, but like until we get really, into July and close to the end, we should then be like, okay, cool, let's take that estimate and actually send out the customer and go through that process, right?
Yeah.
Until you feel comfortable. But it'd be great to just take the estimate and okay, let's try typing it into Smart Moving and seeing how that process is. And then you should watch and go, wow, we should have done this years ago.
Stay now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, no, we've talked about it 2 years now, but
Theories are like, if something's not broken, don't fix it. And like, it seems like it's done really well for you and you guys have been happy. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
actually
like
pretty
both.
capable.
I like both. I'm a bit old school too. Like Mark's very like marketing, branding, AI, computer, and I'm all like, "Ugh," I'm a little not. I like paper. I like people. So I see both
Yeah.
broads of the spectrum.
She said this October of 2023 when I first showed her what ChatGPT was, or 2024 of what ChatGPT, and she's like, that I'm not gonna touch it. Now she's like, okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this and we're gonna redecorate our living room. ChatGPT, can you enhance this and can you fix this?
But I mean, there's different theories to it. Like Mark makes a good point. I'm always like screen time and kids and and he's like, it's kind of the way of the future, right? Like we're just in the growing pains of it. Like I mean, there's always evolution, right? And he's like, I don't know, our kids might even have like, who knows? Like it's scary, but
Yeah.
like the
Flying
world
cars,
is, like,
flying cars.
flying cars,
Yeah.
computer screen. I don't know. And it's like
Yeah.
his theory is it's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people are freaked out. I'm kind of halfway.
I just watch Black Mirror and I go, okay, what's the future look like? Kind of go off that. Okay, so we got the estimates we're going to be doing. So the idea is to wrap it all in a bow. The accounting side of things, I'm going to have our accountant kind of reach out. There's a couple different dynamics we can email back and forth that I'm trying to toss in my head of what's going to make the most sense. I'm working with a 60-minute CFO who works with moving companies. She actually was just on my podcast and she wants me to join her like group of like small, like there's like 10 companies that all like share their financials, they go through everything and they travel and check out their warehouses.
Oh, yeah.
She gave me an amazing template of like how you're moving, like how to forecast and how to kind of plan out your stuff.
Mm.
I'll email it over to you. And if you look at it and go, actually, I could probably just plunk in the numbers and have that set up, it's going to help with how we want to set up the future. If you look at it and go, like, this is just as confusing as
Yeah.
the other stuff,
Yeah.
then don't worry about it. It's just, I want to try and figure out an action plan of what is going to make the most sense to.
So we come in and do that together. Like, I don't know, you're a bit flexible. We're both flexible.
Yeah, exactly. I could come in
What's your
here
comfort
for
level?
like an afternoon or a morning
Work for you.
and sit with you with the template and go, hey, let's look at your stuff, which I probably should be doing anyways.
Okay,
Right?
pick your brain and then you input it,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think we're just wanting like a seamless.
Yeah. All right.
And not being like, holy shit, it's August 1st.
Well, that's the scary problem too. You literally blink and you're like,
Be bugging me.
I'm sorry.
I feel like,
Yeah.
okay, we grow out the game. And I mean, obviously August, September, these are busy months. Like we
Yeah.
want to capitalize on that as well.
and I'll tell you one thing, leading up to from now, basically until August, and that's even with like that mattress delivery thing. If there's leads or anything else, there was one where I got recommended and I sent Dougal to go check out this office. It was like a 3-day full day, like 3 day, 4 guys, 8 hour days or something. This was to happen. And I was like, did you book it? And he's like, I don't know. And then I even phoned the client and he's like, oh, we might be pushing the dates. And I already thought in my head, like, if he doesn't get it, I automatically want you to phone and book in at a lower rate to get the job. Like, that's really the essence. Like, Sam's is too expensive. Boom. Like, I want Alice to grab it
Yeah.
instantly and be like, great. That's where you're like, why wouldn't you take it? I don't know, because it'd be great furniture delivery account to have here, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's
Yeah.
do it. If it goes long distance or anything else, we'll figure it out. But like,
And
I want to get the business like rolling.
And there, and like we do have Statman's as like whatever, like we want to keep them very separate, but like we can always like we're sisters, like we can trade off jobs or again exactly what Mark's saying, right? Like coming after.
I had Christopher in the emails this morning, and it's 160 mattresses. I said, that's more than a straight job. It's a part of semi-trailer. And he said, no. And I said, well, so I just emailed back and said, well, is it those little,
Bed in a box.
yeah, bed in a box things?
Well-
Then that would work. But I said, can you send me some pictures of the product? So that's where I'm at right
Oh,
now.
good. So you're still in conversation with them. Oh, great. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I guess like, yeah, like moving forward, especially for you, like, yeah, because of the two companies, that's where it would be beneficial. I mean, I don't know, I'm sure like you can get creative with warehouse spacing and all this shit. Mark's a bit of a unicorn.
Yeah.
He's cart for the horse and then figures it out. Like, I mean, always figures it out. I have trust, but he's a bit wild, but it's fun. It'll be not boring. Pray a lot. I'll be praying a lot for that. We get lots of prayers.
Yeah.
Trying to think of anything else. So we talked about the walkthroughs. We talked about mid-July. I'll talk to Fred. They'll probably be happy to go, oh, great. Now we can have someone else in Platinum Hauling
Yeah.
Group and
Yeah.
everything else and all that kind of stuff. So
Fred and I've done really well over the years. And I haven't seen much of him, or I haven't been to anything else.
you haven't been to anything.
I know.
I know. You've been nothing.
I used to go to when they had the convention was a convention, and now it's just a great big meeting. And I thought,
Yeah.
I spent a lot of government. I thought,
Well, and I because it says on the Atlas marketing board, I've
Yeah.
like been heavily pushing to have it where it's like get the dinosaurs and the young guys up on stage and have like someone like myself moderate and ask the questions of like what worked, what didn't. What have you experienced since 1980 to like, to now, right? Being in it for 30, 40 years, like, and what would you do differently? And like all of that kind of stuff where you get new guys that are coming in. Because right now, I was showing my wife, it's I think it's called like the silver era. And it's basically boomers that are retiring that are looking to get other businesses. Their kids don't want the business. They kind of want out. And the young guys are coming in going, we're going to try and figure it out. Maybe they didn't come from Moving World, but they're going to come in and buy it. And to go to then a conference and be like, all I'm sitting here is learning about what the government's doing or a Yumbo seminar or something stupid.
Mhm.
It to me is mind blowing. I want to go into a seminar and understand what they're doing for sales. How can I maximize my sales? How can I come back to my staff and make something better?
Yeah.
How's operations? Like make it really exciting. And that's what the Atlas conferences should be doing. And they're not. So I've been trying to do that. I'm doing that right now with Cam, sitting on the board of Cam. Like I've been pumping that in. So we better just gonna keep it going.
and I just had a camp referral.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think.
One other thing I thought, and this again might not be a question, but you were saying you have the crew of 9 guys, or just the number 9 altogether? 9, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
we have a yeah, we have Express or involved.
Express Employment.
Yeah,
Oh, and then I was gonna, yeah, that's what. I
Who,
was gonna-
Brent Pullington?
yeah, and we asked for the same few guys each time.
Oh, I know you know, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
I just thought to ask that.
No. I was just smiling at her because when Brent and his wife came over for a Christmas party, everybody was like nicely dressed, like big ugly sweaters. She's like, who are these people? And I was like, that's Brent. And we go golfing together. We have a whiskey together.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, yeah, that's, sorry, you and I talked about that briefly. I just wanted before it slips my mind, that, yeah, so they obviously have a roster. Is that through Brent?
I guess so. Is it working well? Like, do you ever?
Well, John's deals with that mostly, but yeah,
Hit and miss.
yeah.
One thing I hate about these employment places is I tell them it's like I need 2 guys, so send me 4 because only one guy is going to show up,
Mhm.
right? So and then if all 4 show up, I don't really care. I only want 2, and I'm not paying for the other 2. It's just I don't trust you. Right? Like I'm such a Dixie.
That's honest, but yeah,
Mark is very honest.
That's happened.
but I think they are experienced. It hasn't been necessarily that they don't show. It's just
The quality
Quality.
of them, because I mean, not everybody's a mover, right? As you
Oh, for sure.
works.
But no, we've typically had everybody show up that is supposed to be here.
In regard to moving and stuff, you've always brought on some pretty decent, movers and stuff. You get those.
You get it. I mean, I don't think North Shore is even trickier, but I mean, I think the idea is like, you know, hit up the fire halls, hit up some of the, you know, grade 12 students, like some kids that are 17, 18 that want to do something for the summer. I don't know, right? Like,
I think
or sorry, CAP, go to CAP University, right? You can put some flyers up there for university students or something.
those are all the things we can figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I know that next door watching them again, the prehistoric people just watch. We get our popcorn, but I said to Sean, like, they've got young people next door all the time, and that's probably where they're getting them, because
Yeah.
it's not a people that we see all the time, but it's young
Sure.
people.
And then Mark does a lot of those training things. And those guys.
Oh yeah, and we get a lot of we get the Irish as well too, and we have the offshore people as well.
They moved us actually. They're great. Like, it's our first day, but they're great.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
we've had a few, yeah.
Well, the problem was we were filming a bunch of content, and I was like, I don't want some of my dinosaur guys showing up there because if they're seeing the video, I want them looking young and fresh. So I was like, okay, give me like two young guys. So
Hey there,
John?
hey, John.
Okay.
and
That's been waiting around there.
yeah, so we will have plenty of guys.
Yep.
I think I mentioned in the email to you, Donna, was how are you doing payroll?
Payroll, we do, semi-monthly is what it's called, but our cutoff date is the 13th and the 28th of the month, and then they get paid on the 15th and the 30th.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, we've jockeyed it around because, again, Sean has tried to get me into where the payroll is done automatic deposit, but we're not there. So if the 15th or 30th falls on a Sunday or a Saturday, we want to do things. They will take their paycheck a day early, or they'll take it on the Monday, depending on, but yeah, so 15th and 30th is,
Can you just like print off some checks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any couch guys here?
no.
Everybody's on payroll.
And what else I had about payroll, but I did want to make a remark off of payroll for a second, and that's just with regards to all the drivers have fuel cards from us.
Okay.
So I didn't know if we had to.
Well, Jonathan here?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, here, yeah. Yeah, I'll take him over to you. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I think he went back outside.
Yeah, it's going to the floor.
We're trying to. The first fellow that came through worked for us years and years and years ago. So now we're just, he's just slowly getting the rest of his items out of here, right?
That's his bets that James is talking to you about the nightstand and.
Oh my god.
that's-
Oh yeah.
That's his stuff.
Yeah, that's his stuff, but he's trying to get it out here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I don't know what the other question was. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, so it was just the fuel cards, I guess. So yeah, I didn't know if you had fuel cards already. We just have the petrol.
Well, I don't, yeah, I have to remind myself to keep everything as separate as possible. So we'll have to apply for new fuel cards.
Yeah, you're gonna want to keep everything. separate.
You know, I was going to be more like, great, I need a company credit card and like, I need to get all this kind of stuff set up.
All right, yeah.
So we're gonna have to try and figure something out for August. I'm gonna have to try and apply. The problem, yeah. I need to get everything finalized and incorporated now,
Well, for
and
you,
then,
you basically want everything done within a month, Mark.
no, I don't.
Like really? And then
Yeah, because the petrol's right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
Now, do you not need the fuel card? I mean, I know you're on like a car allowance or like fuel for the month.
Fuel, yeah.
And that kind of covers your car allowance in the sense that it's kind of packed together.
No, I just have a fuel card. A petrol can card as well.
Okay.
I don't have like a fuel allowance, or not a fuel allowance, but I don't have like a car allowance or anything like that.
Okay.
That's something that was in the works,
Yeah, when he did,
but hasn't been completed.
Gotcha.
just James'
So-
truck broke down, but that was part of it because he moved out to the whack. And so he was getting fuel. He's always had a fuel,
Card, is it cheap out there?
It's cheaper than around the corner here, yes.
For sure.
It was like no, but I was talking to my sister, $1.32 on Monday or Tuesday out in Mission,
Wow.
$1.30.
Well, remember that one day it was $1. I took a picture. It was like $1.42
Yeah,
in
Richmond.
Richmond. And I was like,
It was-
what year are we in right now? I couldn't believe it. Which is even horrible too. I mean, I remember being teenagers and gassing up for 30 cents. So it was gas wars going on. And I was like, this is great.
Our little Hondas, like the.
Oh no, you had a one. I had a Volkswagen.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd fill up for $10. It was great when you're in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's fuel cards.
Just a little bit of go mode, I think, from our.
What do you have? So what about cell phones here? Because are you under like a certain plan?
We want
You
water.
guys are
Everybody
I've
has,
heard it. Thank you so much.
everybody has their own cell phones and Jim and I, we have our own. It goes on our credit cards, so.
okay. What about the what's it called? The main line, like the actual phone number that you phone. Is that under like TELUS or like a is it a Shaw?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have Shaw cable, I'm assuming everything's like under Shaw.
Obviously, everyone changed the phone, so we need to keep the same phone number.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. The phone systems, is that set up like through a VoIP system, the Polycom? Okay. Is it what is it, just like a UC soft phone, like VoIP setup, or you have no idea?
No idea. But as far as the technicalities of it, I don't know the.
If someone phones this line, do you have an app on your phone that will get you to that?
No, you
So
can have
what's the
full
point of it?
forwarding, but
Oh, okay.
there's no app on our phones.
So
So
you
you
just-
just did, I mean, I could probably figure it out, but it'd be, James would kind of look at it and go, what's going on with my phone here? So.
This isn't a motorcycle race. What's happening here?
What's going on here? So.
No.
Just, like I said, you can set them so it's called forwarding automatically, but I would and we don't use it because.
Well, it takes like
Okay.
it takes like a day to get dial pad all set up and everything else. And it's just that you'll just have a dial pad app on your phone. And so you'll know that when that phone number is ringing, and we'll have to get that all set up. So, but again, like in a sense that that phone and everything else is like, with Shaw, we're just going to continue that on anyways. And dial pad will just figure out like it done in August. You know what I mean? Like not everything has to be kind of hit right on the first. The phones, as long as they're ringing and the phone lines are still like,
Yeah.
that part's not in it.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Okay, so that's good. So accounting stuff has to be kind of figured out and taken care of. We know that July 15th-ish, you'll let the staff and everybody else kind of know. And then do we want to place a date kind of in mind of when we should because it's going to be probably busy for month end. Do we want to do that earlier or later? I was just thinking of like when to have everybody kind of together.
For the barbecue?
Do we want to wait and see what the schedules are going to kind of look like later? Or the guys who live kind of close by, like is it easy to have them come by on a Tuesday afternoon or something like that? Or is it harder or is it easier on the weekends?
So one lives on Burnaby Mountain, one lives in Burnaby, Capitol Hill, I believe. One lives out in Surrey, one's Coquitlam, one lives on the North Shore.
I thought, AJ was over like toward.
AJ, I believe, is over by Kits area.
But Sean
Those
usually,
four main
whenever we've had like a barbecue or anything, Sean usually tries to bring the crew in for a 2-hour, 4-hour mini. And then we just do something in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's what I was, I mean, we do say, hey, come in, it's a 2-hour mini. We're doing a barbecue, we're doing a meeting, we're doing that whole kind of thing. So,
Mhm.
Something to draw that further away people to come because they bus it.
oh yeah, especially when they're on payroll, you gotta pay them at least 2 hours for calling. So.
Yep.
Even if they pick up a broom and sweep the warehouse, like do something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, to me, the 19th, or is this stuff gonna happen that day? Oh, the whack of birthdays. They're all happening around that day. What?
Whose birthday? I don't know.
Whose birthday? Our son's birthday is,
Big birthday, because he wants it early.
yeah, a month early.
He has it July, so nobody shows up for his birthday. So.
And my dad's 80th, so that's all around the
Okay, anyways, so, oh, sorry, you're saying in July.
July.
Yeah, whatever. We're fine during the week, Mark.
Yeah. So whatever we definitely can have it some during the week too. It's probably easier for guys in the week.
Weekend, like whatever.
Do you want to just take,
Do you wanna take-
and then email them and?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's maybe,
It's July
start
15th, so like, let's just start looking at some of the dates and everything else. I mean, you get a small 2-bedroom or small job that's gonna happen in the morning.
Right.
Guys are all done around like 2 o'clock.
We're gonna-
So phone in and great, we're doing at 2 o'clock, we're doing a thing, or at 3 o'clock.
Clock. Like, I even think even if
Yeah.
it's a busy day and like, they're all kind of coming back around the same time, and that might be the time to do it too. Like, whatever. I'm just,
yeah, let's kind of play it by ear, but I think the 15th should probably work. And,
Yeah.
because when do you want to bring,
Savannah.
Savannah in? I know you said maybe not.
Well, she starts on the
No, she's
15th.
15th, so like,
Starts on the
and I mean,
15th.
I really feel like you and her will probably be working together a lot. My plan is probably being here like 3 to 4 days a week, a couple hours here and there. I plan on being out on the road a lot. And then like I'll be covering Savannah if she has a vacation or whatever, but I feel like
Good,
Savannah and I
good.
should be learning in tandem, so I'll probably be working with Savannah.
Those two girls will be coming in a lot during like July, especially.
Sorry to bother you guys. I want to talk to you about something when you have a minute, Sean.
Okay, definitely I'll be out.
Yeah, thanks.
Is
Yeah.
for me, it's more like my days will be like a lot, probably Tuesdays and Thursdays
Right.
here. Like I'll be here, and then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Well, all the other.
Well, let's just say the first week that Tuesday and Thursday we'll all the three. We don't want to bombard you guys' space, but like
on the 15th.
the 15th and the 17th, I feel like the three of us, like the four of us, or I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Cause then at least we're kind of learning some of the preliminary stuff all together. I don't know, cause like I think we're gonna want your guidance on that, Mark.
Well, let's plan for the 17th. You can let the guys know on the 15th, like, hey, listen, this is what's happening, but we're having a barbecue on the 17th. No, you want to do it all on the 15th? You just
Or just do the 15th, and then we move into like the 17th, 22nd, 24th, 29th, 31st. Like, do you see what I'm saying? You should be booking off Tuesdays and Thursdays to probably be in here as well. It doesn't mean if it's all day, but like,
yeah, so I said the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because the 15th could be really busy.
Hopefully.
It's mid-month. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
for sure. Well, obviously, I think they need to like do the meet and greet before we're just showing up here. So
that's what we need to let you know.
yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of my question with Savannah when she starts, because it.
I know, and that's where I'm watching like. It's within your guys' comfort level, but like, yeah, you might want to let them know like 14. I don't know, but like. It's I don't.
Hey, you guys pick your day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably let all my staff know at the beginning of July anyways.
Okay.
So, or I know myself, I have until like the 14th or 15th until Cat's really out of the bag.
Yeah.
But, you guys, we're just saying the 15th. You guys can say whatever it is.
Day.
I do the 15th, and then
Tuesday.
and then we will do the barbecue 17th, if that like 17th, 18th, whatever. And then what we should do is just plan on being here. Yeah, like around the 17th on. Because Savannah can learn like dial pad and do some sort of stuff like that, like all the other stuff.
Well, we're gonna start doing the smart moving and all that kind of stuff as well too. But then everything should be dialed in. Ready to go.
And I think like for you guys to know, probably like 22nd, 24th, 29th, 31st is when like for sure Mark will be here to kind of go over stuff, and then you guys can do all the other stuff.
Yeah. And the job on this 15th for Sophia. And the elevators from 11 till 2.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I blindly.
Yeah, but they
Come back.
won't take that full 3 hours down the road.
So maybe that's even the day. I don't know. You guys tell us.
Be back here at 3 o'clock-ish.
Then that might be the day that we're doing that. But
That's the
you guys
15th.
You guys need time to tell them too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we're.
And we'll sit with our dispatch and just sort of see. And
100%.
we'll let you guys know.
You just let us know.
We're a month out. However you guys want to plan
How,
it,
we're
you
just,
tell us the date.
we just try and lock shit in because then we move on to the next.
Yeah.
That's all we're just like,
Yeah.
then we can do all the other things. We don't really have a opinion. We just want to know.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. But yeah.
And then we can do the food, like whatever. We can all.
Yeah, we're going with food.
Mark,
and
I think
everything
you
else.
know his personality, mine, we're pretty easygoing. We just
Yeah.
want like leave passive resistance and everything to flow.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be like, by the first. We're just hoping to like be like,
Okay, so that's all good. We got a good plan. We got things in motion. Any other questions?
I just have one.
Yeah.
It's the transitional support thing. I like reading the document. It's funny because our other people have said, oh, yeah, it's really straightforward. It looks good. Left it at that. But just like us thinking that other form that you had us sign out and we're crossing things. embarrassing. Anyway, so the next embarrassing part is, so the transitional support, you said 90 days, and then I think you used the word remotely right after it, and then something about August 14th. I guess what we're asking is, what do you foresee? So August 1 hits. Do you want James or him and I in here until the 90 days?
So for me, I put the 14th in a sense of like, that is the day you guys are loading and going. Like, so
Right.
for me, that first 2 weeks, I kind of almost wanted a little bit of like business as usual, where you're both kind of here as like a support. But that could only, but it all depends on where we are
Mhm.
for accounting, for the systems, for any kind of issues that, you know, that I might still have leading up to it of, you know, what's happening with the tracks, like, because we're gonna have to deal with the track transfers and all, there's all these kind of things that like during that month of August,
Exactly.
we'll have to get that kind of stuff done. So I mean, for the first week of August, it might be me and James running, we're going to, well, the, you know, the insurance places and hey, we're doing these transfers and we're doing this, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the type of support.
So you
If you-
want physically in here for the 14th, and so that we can do that, or you're gonna call us in that 2 weeks?
I would say for the first week of August, I would love both of you in the morning. And that could be 3 hours, 4 hours,
Yeah.
because you also are packing and having to get your
Yeah.
life
I
packaged
know.
up.
man, we get
So to me, if that first couple days, for example, or prior to August 1st, we've figured out the accounting, we've figured out a lot of that stuff, you might not even be needed. I might just be like, great, but
And so.
yeah, for sure. Well, and that also could be the first and the second of, hey, I need you in because we got to just figure out the storage. Let's figure out that transition. What does that all look like? And then see you later. Like
And
I
if
don't
we
need.
usually do Wednesday here, and that's where I'm saying in the context of like, oh, if we can get as much done earlier, but then it's like, we just, yeah, exactly. Like, I think we just don't want to be.
And that's where like things like smart moving and everything else can come into play because you're gonna have the storage list of clients. You're gonna need to start entering them in.
Right.
Or Savannah, or you know what I mean, or you like coming here, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
hey, let's now that smart moving is all set up on here. Carla's coming in to sit with you, and hey, let's get this stuff typed in.
Every day, so Mark can also, because again, I don't have a lot of like exposure to that stuff, but that's where maybe like. Again, in those 2 weeks, maybe you're coming, this is just like logistically, but like you can come in and be like, hey, do X, Y, Z. Mark's really good at
Yeah.
making lists. And then because we want it as streamlined too, so that hopefully you guys are just like the third, see you later, or whatever, like.
The biggest things for me is making sure that the credit card processing is set up because smart moving is different. I'm already battling with those guys because they use Remedy. And the girl's like, this is exclusive. We only like they're only allowed to use Remedy. And I was like, bullshit. I have another guy who used to own Remedy, Zach, and said, hey, we just need a gateway API kind of setup and we can run ours,
Yeah.
which is like a 0.01, like a crazy setup
Oh.
that I want for Ellis as well too. So we're battling about trying to get that stuff, but I need to make sure that stuff all works.
It sounds like basically like the first week, and like hopefully we're like see
Yeah.
later before hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe even the first month, and then it means like, I mean, how much cart for the horse we can get with January 15th, and it's just like enjoy your retirement.
Well, I have
right?
myself.
And it's also that first week could also be, like I said, when we're driving around or anything else, it's, hey, we're meeting up here, it's 8 o'clock or whatever, and see you later at noon. Like, you know, the couple hours after that, the 90 days or whatever I've said, like, you know, how we have it set up is more, and even on the sense of like that whole, you know, vendor financing, it's the, hey, James, I'm stuck with this in this situation.
Yeah.
Hey, who did you used to deal with? Hey, Donna, we're having some issues. Do you mind just spending an hour on accounting? I bet you Sean's going to be answering a lot of that anyways, but that's really
Yeah, just picking my brain.
that I know that I have the, you know, the peace of mind to go, hey, they're not going to just say, oh, Mark's calling. I'm going to like
For like
occupado, right? Like, sorry.
too, right? Like I think in that context.
Yeah, Mrs. Palmer has a question about something like I don't know. Sean doesn't know, you know, maybe you
We still don't know.
yeah.
We don't know. 'Cause we're like, okay.
For not, for
But that and that's really what it is.
Yeah,
Right. And that's and it's funny. I remember sitting down with Doug when I gave him his final check, and he says, "You know what surprised me about the last 6 years?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "You barely called me." And I said, "And I know, and I highly regret that. I really wish I would have called him
Yeah.
more on stuff, but I had this thing in my head of like, I just need to do it myself.
Yeah.
That's why Carla says I'm very good at independently
Yeah.
doing stuff.
I know.
So so like for me, it's more of like, I'm going to probably reach out on little things.
It could be after 90 days. You want to give me a call? I don't care.
Yeah, well-
I don't care. Yeah, it's,
It's in your best interest anyways. It's
Yeah.
like over up to 3 years. So like,
yeah,
you know,
it's still
if not sooner.
running a company with my name on it,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, so. Yeah, and I love.
So we changed
I
the
guess I
contract.
don't know, but I would just love.
It's gonna be called Elios. No.
I would have loved the passing Ellis Mini stores with those trucks labeled with the family crest on there properly. You know, it's nice with the Atlas tinge, but we wanted to actually decorate the trucks for like looking like a local Ellis Moving Storage company. And say maybe agents of Atlas Van, but not, and it's still the blue stripe and so on, but
Well, actually, I went really late
Yeah.
for when I was trying to rebrand Salmon. She's actually like, I really actually like how Alice is set up on there and everything else.
Well,
we
Mark
could
was
expand
just
out
like,
in that.
and I was like, no, like don't. He was trying to do bubble. Like Mark's very like a bit like less big extreme and Clark curves.
Trucks almost were gonna look like
They were-
cotton candy. Pink.
yeah.
Like people,
I saw Carl's
people like seeing
Great letter.
Oh, do you see his truck?
yeah.
Looks good, right?
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah. Wish there was another set of wheels behind.
You already you bought your truck and sold your truck to one of my guys.
You know, great.
Like-
No, but I wish that that truck had the tandem though. It's only got the one on there, right? Because the payload's suspect.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I know Carl's truck looks great, right?
Yeah, really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Mark was trying to go up. No, Mark did it really well.
yes. I'm happy with for her.
Well, I wasn't even for it though. I was like, no, because I love Savage. And then all of a sudden I saw the truck. I was like, whoa, okay, now they all need trucks. And like new and fresh and shiny is new and fresh and shiny. I was like, wow, it looks really good.
You might do something. I mean, the biggest thing I've ever learned about branding in the last year was that, everybody sees a white truck and it just is a white truck.
Mhm.
There's no name associated with it. No one thinks about it because you just have a logo up there. But when you have a fully wrapped truck, I mean, look when Lauren did the whole rebranding of all his trucks.
Mhm.
I mean, they just stood out. Like everybody knew about it, right? So and so to me, it's like I kind of want that wow factor. Over at Ellis, it's like why not? Like make it look good. Will it get rebranded before your move? Probably not.
No.
Won't have the time to get that kind of done. But at the same time, too, just having that's one of the trucks, isn't it? Like that you still have them.
Yep.
I think it's
Yeah.
just great.
So truck 9 should be ready to go. That's probably one of the ones that's going over there, right?
Yeah, it would be really
Are you saying 2 trucks or just 1 truck? Is it 2 trucks?
3 trucks.
3 trucks.
Oh, seriously. You should see Mark undercoated our move too. We're like,
Well,
Oh yeah, my staff got mad at me. They're like, you wrote down 4,000 pounds. I was like, listen, like I'm trying to get you guys in, so make it an easy day. They're like, how about like what section was 4,000 pounds? What came from the warehouse or the 12,000 pounds that came from your apartment? Like,
exactly. Well, yeah, no, it's basically 2 households because Cole and Taylor's living with us, right?
Okay.
And the 2 little ones. And then my son Lucas has got, maybe
And we're from Squamish.
1,500 pounds of stuff, but
I got them set up with the Horseshoe Bay Ferry, or they're going to Chwasan?
Horseshoe Bay because we're going up to
Paul Community.
Malcolm.
Oh, is that where you guys are moving to, Qualicum? Oh, I
Yeah.
love that area. Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah, and then my other daughter is up in Courtney, Comox area. They're gonna be
Oh, yeah, it's all up.
So all 5 grandkids are going over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Yeah,
I family grandkids. I besides see my daughter in Powell River, I'd probably live up in
Interior.
yeah, but like I just like the tall long grass when the sun's hitting it,
Right.
But I love cowboy country and stuff. And
I like the way the sun hits the cement.
There we go.
We're totally great, right?
Yeah.
We've done weekend retreats and like, hey, let's go away for the weekend. Let's go to like
Yeah.
Gibson's or something like that. And we're like, this is the fucking boringest fucking. Why is everything closed at 6 o'clock? Like this is like crickets. Like give me. Oh yeah, please. Go. Yeah,
Yeah.
horrible.
I can see later, like, yeah, once I'm there, we'll want something quieter at some point.
Okay, I gotta run because I gotta get to the office.
I do have a quick question,
Yes.
if I may. International. Do you guys have your own division over at Salmons, I believe?
We do. So international moves, we'll just pump that probably over to like Lynn because internationals, unless you know how to book the jobs for internationally, it's
We use a broker.
okay.
So I don't know if we're moving into August, if you just want us to keep doing it the same way until it's a full takeover.
Well, who are you using? Well, who are you guys using? Highlands?
No beacons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Crazy. Is it a better cut? You think you got set up there or? Who you deal with over there, Scott or?
No, Beacon's worldwide, so we deal with the Knights and Jennifer.
Yeah.
And
Cause their own entity there is their international group. There's only 3 of them there.
Why wouldn't you ever use Allen's Highland Worldwide? Just curious, like more
I
curiosity.
believe it was an issue with pricing and just Jen offered a lot more assistance with the customs and health paperwork.
Yeah, she's really good at international customs.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Like keep it going.
All
I
right.
mean, it doesn't, as long as it's making us money and the margins are good, then great.
Yeah. Well, she gives us
I'll
the
tell
rate.
Larry that he's gotta take me out for lunch. more
Well,
often.
she gives us her rate, but we send the invoice in our name.
Yeah, I know. It's
We
just
just
great.
bump it to what we
Yeah,
think is
for sure.
comfortable.
Yeah, that's great. Works for me.
Yeah, just to know if you want to kind of keep it within your Salmon's umbrella, it seems how you've got an international division, or just kind of keep it going the way it is.
Like, it's just hard to keep up.
I want to try and keep as independent. The only time for cohesiveness of Salmons and Ellis is like with scale,
Yeah.
right? We'll be like, yeah, great. Like here, use a scale. Or if we need to get anything, what's it called for customs cleared or in the warehouse,
For bonded.
kind of bonded items that we're like, great, we have that set up. Right. And so, and even at that point, like, depending on how we want to, yeah, even depending on where we want to go, it almost, to me, it almost makes sense to be like, great, yeah, give me the invoice. We'll pay like, you know what I mean? But at the same time too, that and if we needed an extra truck, if worst case scenario, we're like, great, there's an extra truck. Well, that Sam's can pick up. But I want to really just try and keep it as separate as possible. Except that,
Let's get sounds. I'm joking.
well, I can't, for me, it's kind of like, I want it to still be that friendly competition. I mean, when I had Action Movers, we also had a division called Careful Movers and we had 2 different phone numbers and it was like, someone would call Action and then on Google underneath was Careful Movers and
Yeah.
so we would call that Careful and like, it'd be me answering myself. And we would just be like, oh, is that Mrs. Smith? Yeah, it is. Great. Yeah, no, it's 180, right? Instead of 195. So like, it's, so that's kind of how I want for sales to
Yeah.
come in. If we can't do it, come over to Alice.
Yeah.
So
Great.
what's this?
Well, that was just like that was talking
City?
about ocean services, nothing on there, I think.
Oh, okay.
But like this was for Romania. And so for us to have all the logistics of customs and ocean services and that's what they're really good at. We just concentrate on the local services, making sure it's loaded, tagged, wrapped, and presented right for whichever country it's going to. And then we just get her rate, put it on our invoice or estimate, and bump it by $600, $700, $800, whatever it may be. Depends on the feel you get for the customer. And then when it comes time for the ocean passports, all that kind of stuff, then I just let we're the local services. They're the ocean forwarder looking after you to make sure that you're making sure things are happening.
Perfect.
Because it's way too hard for us to keep track of all those countries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah, cool.
There's only one thing from our end of it for, just to bring to your attention, but I can actually email it to you guys if you want. There's two payables that we are on contract with. That's the garbage.
Yep.
It goes until April of next year and then the contract automatically renews. We need to get, anyways, I'll write that all out, the 90 days notice. And the other one is our GPSs in our trucks. It goes
Who do you have set up for GPS?
Go Fleet. There's another name for it though. Go.
It's Geotab is the
Oh, you're Geotab?
Yeah.
Those guys have been hounding me for switching over from Sam. Sorry.
But that goes to May.
Okay. So is it easier just to switch over on the account under like a different thing for payment? We can always just tell them it's just, hey, you need to, it was just a payable anyways.
Yeah.
So we're just covering over the payment on there. Yeah,
Okay.
which is fine.
Just-
How do you like that Geotab? Do they have a good setup?
yes and no, which we can kind of get into later. I know you've got.
Do you do the IFTA for it all?
I don't get into the IFTA. John looks after the IFTA. So I think the reports are better
And
than.
I have somebody else that looks into the IFTA, so.
Yeah.
It's done.
But
Yeah, I know.
but it does give it,
It's the International Federal Tax Association. So it's
Yeah.
it's the you're supposed to submit all the receipts, like especially if you have a truck going to the States. Every state you need to separate those fuel receipts because it's all the different taxes that have to be accounted for.
Yeah.
And Atlas is like a hound to make sure that it's being
Yeah,
figured
so-
out to it. And
the Geo fleet it keeps track of the state that you're in or the province that you're in, so that's really great, and then, I keep track of the receipts.
cool. Nice. Awesome.
That makes a difference.
Okay,
Don't lose
cool.
receipts.
So I'll send you up a follow-up of what's going on for the accounting side of things.
Okay.
James, I will talk to you more about what's happening for the truck and the fleet side of things of what should be kind of coming up. This is again the cart before the horse because we're already only in June and we still have all July.
Sure.
And then I know my lawyers have all your lawyers' details and they're just trying to get whatever their situation is set up on there. And then smart moving.
Right.
And those are some action items to get all kind of figured out.
Yeah.
All the rest is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
I like the smart thing. I just, we talked about it for I don't know how long, right? Just didn't.
We talked about I remember in January 2023 when I first sat down with you
Yeah.
guys because you guys were like, we should get on a CRM. And I was like, yes, you should.
Yeah.
And you said, we're going to do like Movegistics or something. And I said, yes, you should. And
We tried Zoom and that's where it ended, yeah.
Atlas Net was an issue, right? So I mean.
oh God. Yeah. Well, it still is an issue.
I mean, it is, but like just the understanding of it, right? So I mean, why invest the money in it if
You
you're
don't
not
get
going to utilize it properly, right? So.
Yeah, and now Atlas is trying to use HubSpot and trying to have everything under like one system so that it's like AtlasNet through HubSpot that you can have like it's all means mumbo jumbo to you guys, but
Yeah.
I just don't like it. So I'm not a big HubSpot fan. Anyways,
And there's.
I'm gonna call again. Okay.
All right.
Great having you guys, man.
Yes.
Thanks. It's been for sure. It's been really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Thanks very much.
Okay. I'll reach out to you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like I'll come back though. It's one of those days.
So,
Oh,
it's just spelled differently though. Nobody is it DONNA for your mom?
yeah, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Is it?
You must be nice lady then.
She is awesome. My mom's really great.
Oh, the DAWN?
That's actually, she was.
But that's not Donna.
DONNA.
Donna. Yeah, but people are spelling it DAWNA to be.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Get chips.
Oh, I
No. I think that's super confusing.
No, we love Madonna. She's
Oh, Grandma D. Our kids call her Grandma D.
we converted our garage, which is like a huge garage, and she lives with us, so it's nice. Yeah, we need to.
See, we're very similar. So our kids live with us, but they're too great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because it's nice, and my mom loves it. She's like keeps her young. She says.
Does it? Does she?
So nice to meet you. Really, we're super excited, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be exciting. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
She just said you didn't have that when,
Nice to meet you.
yes, you too. God bless, honey.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
that's
is
fun.
the
Those are so
parade.
great.
Of course, the
Those
Christmas
are great
parade.
for sure. I'm down.
That's so great, right?
Yeah, that we did too.
Yeah.
We had a one for each year, but we quit doing it.
So cute.
Yeah.
Keep it down and see, look how many diamond awards they have.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, and a girl. We have a girl.
Oh, you got a girl. She can have the white. I don't have a girl.
Yeah, it's so soft. So we have the trailer back there. We had a trailer and we went down
Oh,
the
gosh, thank
Columbus
you.
parade, the Christmas parade, and they had it out to all the little kids.
So
So
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely want to do like a charitable something, but that's all down
Yeah.
there. But like that.
stuff.
I think we had like 250 of them. It's a little bit of a penny, but
That was
we got some drops from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's easy to put on t-shirts.
Yeah. No, I like the truck. I think they look great.
Well, good.
Same similar awards,
No, it looks very.
except we only have one diamond one. You guys have multiple ones, so let's step it up.
Ones up there you go.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Call if you have any questions, and then yeah, we'll get that barbecue going, and then we'll kind of casually
Sure.
figure out